Everyone, welcome to episode 37 of the Toy Showcase. Me and Ryan are going to be talking about the Marvel superheroes Secret Wars figures as well as the Superpower collection. So both of these, one from Kenner, the other one from Mattel. Ryan, why don't you give your spill, man, and what your memories are?
What's up, guys? Retro Ryan here. You can catch me live every Tuesday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, taking your 80s, 90s game requests and playing you 80s, 90s game and toy footage. These are two lines that I definitely enjoy collecting for. Getting them loose, they're not too steep for Secret Powers or Super, for both these lines. Uh, when it gets a little steeper is when you try to get all their accessories, and definitely on card it gets steeper. But the asterisk to that is, of course, what we know. On Big Bad Toy Store now you can order those Secret Wars reissues that are really, really pretty snazzy and a lot of detail and a lot of bang for your buck for $25. So
Yeah, those
you know
McFarlane ones.
we're
Yep.
gonna we're gonna tell y'all about all of it, because whether you want to go vintage or modern with it, you get a lot of options here.
Mm-hmm. So this is something that, man, I remember my dad getting a lot of these figures, whether it be from either line. I think the thing that sticks out to me from the Marvel side for Secret Wars was the lenticular,
Yeah.
little token inside the shield or whatever was with each
Yep.
character, and how you turned it, it would show the hero or their costume or the villain and their alter ego. So I mean, it was really cool as a kid. I mean, considering this line came out in what? You got 84? I mean, I was 3, so I have vivid memories of this stuff.
Dude,
And
we're so visual as a kid.
yes.
Whether it was a lenticular image, it was a hologram. This is stuff that it blew our mind. We enjoyed these things. We Even when they would, the 90s, people try to complain about comics then. I loved it. And I loved if they put a hologram on a comic. I loved it if the cover was lenticular. I love it if it had a prism. I love it if it had that kind of chromium cover on the comic. I love that kind of era. And
Hmm.
people call it gimmicky, but and everything was like an anniversary issue or a special cover, or but dude, listen, this is why people love physical media still. They love their steel books. They love these kind of things. These special, just attention to detail. They love like a slip cover that does something fancy on a movie, like, I think like adults like love that American Psycho cover, with the blood drip. Remember that one that they put out? The special one with a Christian Bale on the cover and the little blood drip thing.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
this is not stuff just as a kid. We love things like that. Like, so just to point that out, like you said, the lenticular on Secret Wars, this is stuff that still today sells stuff like hotcakes, even if it's a movie. So
Oh yeah. So I was just saying in the chat, but welcome Zombie and Zombie Legend. We got them in chat right now. But
what's up, zombie?
so yeah, I mean, man, I remember them being on my dad's shelf. I think I had a few of them myself. I can't tell you which ones. I think
Yeah.
I was too young, I think, for some of that stuff until maybe when they started doing some of the X-Men. I
Yeah, we were by Toy Biz X-Men. We knew what we were getting, but it's funny because, like, I know I had some of these Vince, but I don't know that as a kid I was aware it was like I was collecting Secret Wars, or I didn't. You didn't. You were like at the age where you didn't know quite what you're getting, but you wanted the figure. You didn't know you were collecting that line. But now looking back, we were like, oh, I was collecting Secret Wars because it was in that time of the early '80s when we kind of weren't that aware of what the line was. We just knew we liked Marvel characters.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, and then on top of that is like we didn't care which one it was. We would play them together. It was like we had this whole multiverse in our heads way before anything else. So I'm just setting up a poll for the stream. Um, But yeah, no, it was really cool at the time. I mean, yes, these were slightly bigger than the Star Wars figures at the time that Kinners was putting out, but they still had the similar articulation. Some of them have gimmicks, but I remember like just how cool have Superman or Batman with that cloth cape on some of them, or
No,
later
the
on.
Superman, I play with that so much. Just to squeeze the legs running action feature with the arms, the arm swivel, like the run
Hmm.
that Superman did. I love that figure so much. That was one of my favorite figures. Um and I love like the rubbery feel of the Secret Wars figures. Like they were pretty durable. You could kind of beat on them. Like I definitely played with mine. You can tell because you know when you can tell with some action figures were good. You see them on eBay, they were well played with, right? They got paint abrasions. They got like, some of the stuff's worn off. These kids, like that means the kids love these toys. Like if it sucked, they wouldn't have had that much playwear.
Hmm. Well, I think that the Kinner ones, I mean, I wasn't a Kinner, but like the superpower ones, I felt that like the paint wore off faster than the ones
Yeah.
that were the Secret Wars.
Yeah, and the Secret Wars were more rubbery.
Hmm.
The yeah,
I mean,
I
how
agree.
do you remember how many you had at the time?
I know I definitely had Iron Man. I know I had Wolverine because I always loved Wolverine. But the only thing I would say is a critique looking back, I don't appreciate the snap-on claws.
Yes,
I think it could have been cooler. Like
where they
I
were
think the
molded
cooler
in.
that
Yeah, for like
you know.
Wolverine and stuff, or
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's like what a game changer by the time we got to Toy Biz that you could do the pull, the little tab that makes the claws pop out,
Hmm.
that little gray tab on the Wolverine. That was a huge game changer. And being able to snap on the mask, whereas it came with just the mask glued onto it was a part of the figure for the Wolverine in these lines.
So it's kind of funny because, looking back at this, I mean, the closest I think cartoon we had at the time would have been the Super Friends as far as for Superpowers line. Um,
Which is an amazing show, an amazing animation,
mhm.
and I think it's gorgeous looking back because that's one I added to my archive too. And I couldn't believe that because it got like over 100 episodes of that, right? The Super Friends. Super Friends was a long running series.
Yeah, you're looking
If
at
you look that up, if you look that up, it's a lot of episodes. It's got to be like 70, 80, maybe even 100 because
it's
I
not.
remember downloading it.
Yes, it was
It's a lot.
93 episodes, 9 seasons, and it had
Yeah.
174 segments. And you're looking at like so Super Friends ran what went from it started in 1973. Then you had the all new adventure. I'm sorry, the all new Super Friends Hour, which was 77. Then you got Challenge of the Super Friends from 78. The
See this
world's
shit that you're saying right now,
mhm.
okay, put me through hell doing this
Trying to
archive.
find it.
Because
Yes,
you know how many times that they would change the name and change it to something else? Dude, just look at like Scooby Doo. Do you know how impossible that is to follow all the deviations of that show into other things and sideshows and dude, like Hanna-Barbera was crazy for that too. And it's just like, dude, it is extremely hard to understand season to season what happened with these shows and what they branched off at because as a kid we just wanted to see it, we just wanted to watch it. We didn't know, we couldn't keep track of the 10 different names it went under over time.
unless you grew up in a household like I did with my dad taking us to comic book shop, he was a collector as well. I don't see many people getting comics at an early age, like, at 3 or 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, you start getting into comics. So you were really dependent on the toys, your imagination, or, if you were lucky, you had a parent who did collect and did read these things, and then they would read them to you. But like it's funny too because like you had let me see the world's greatest super friends in 1979, super friends 1980 to 83, super friends the legend of superpower show from 84, and then superpowers teen galactic Guardians
And what is
95.
the so explain to me because I don't understand what is the ideology between the constant rebranding of the names? What is the
Well, a lot of that has to do with the syndication of a, or not necessarily syndication. Like a show would reach its point where it wouldn't be viable anymore. So instead of like continuing it on through whatever that show name is, they would brand it something new, but it would still kind of have this continuing legacy with it.
yeah.
Um, but then sometimes they would be totally different shows. I mean, you think of Batman animated series, and then it went to the New Adventures of Batman, and
Batman Beyond.
you were asking me about that, and like they're all connected. They just had different titles.
Yeah.
Maybe they cheapened some of the animation. Maybe they changed it completely. What's up, Phil? I was actually going to type that in here, but I'll just tell him. Ryan says, Phil says, "What's up, Vince and Ryan?"
Billy T.
But looking at that, right? So you had some kind of DC show from 73 to 85. Now, for Marvel, on the other hand, they had other shows. Let me pull this up real quick.
Dude, I really appreciate this era of animation too, especially from like the 70s, 80s up to like the late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Once we got into computers, I'm not saying it got bad, but we lost a little detail, we lost a little grit, we lost a little bit of some pizzazz there. But I think the good thing is once we got into late 90s and later, they were able to maybe churn out more.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were kind of limited to what the budget was and how many artists. But with computers, maybe we lost some detail in texture when we moved away from cell animation to computers, but we're able to maybe make it more affordable, make more of it. So, I mean, there are pros and cons either way. I try not to be a snob with, I only like cell drawn animation. And usually, even though that is where my taste goes, there are some good things about the, computer animation and
Mm-hmm.
what they could take it. But I do love when I see like Super Friends and shit. Like I do love that grit. There's something about that grit and that texture and detail.
Yeah, Zombie Legend says, I want to see a continuation of the Teen Titans. I enjoyed that one. So yeah, if you're talking about that first that first show, not the one where they did like they were chibi and they just did segments, I would love for the original. Yes, I agree with you. And it's sad that none of that stuff stuck. What's up, Chris James? So
Chris James.
going into the Marvel side of things, right? So we had the Marvel Superheroes cartoon that ran one season, 65 episodes, and started in 1966. And then you had the Fantastic Four in 67 to 68. There was Spider-Man that ran 3 seasons for 52 episodes from 67 to 70. The New Fantastic Four ran 1 season, 13 episodes, 1978. And then it went to Fred and Benny Meet the Thing, which was Ben Grimm, of course. 1 season, 13 episodes, 1979. Spider-Woman, 1 season, 16 episodes. So now we're getting into the 80s here. So 79 to 80. You had Spider-Man from 81, 82. And the one that we most know, which is going to be Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. That ran for 3 seasons, 24 episodes from 81 to 83. And then we had like The Incredible Hulk from 1982 to 1983. And then there was nothing until 92 with the X-Men animated series. So at least there was some kind of representation on TV for these figures to have kids gravitate to and want to pull them off the shelves to buy.
Because in that dead time between 84 and animated series, like you said, that's some of my favorite uncanny X-Men that came out in comics. Like they were killing it. That's the Claremont era, right?
Yep.
And I really love like some of those covers are just unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
And just
yeah, definitely.
I really love like if I had to, it's like run out of the house in a fire, I'm just grabbing all my uncanny X-Men probably. Like if I had to just, if I had to choose, which would be hard between all my comics, I'd like that run.
Well, for me, it would either be the GI Joe Marvel run, the Real American Hero, like 1 to 1 to 150 4, I think it was, or I mean, if I'm just gonna grab a game, I'm grabbing my Chrono Trigger and I'm going out the door. I'm making sure my kid's here, my wife's out of here as well, and I got our animals. We're good. Chrono Trigger's the only thing I'm taking. But if I have a little more
Yeah,
time,
exactly.
because I can always get another Super Nintendo. Technically, I can always get another any of the stuff in this house, but still, um, yeah. And then I think what was it, 89 or 90? We had the what key? Let me look at that real quick. What was it? Pride of the X-Men, which would have been the actual series based off the Claremont run. Yeah,
X-Men, this is the day.
1989. So that would have, I mean, if you think about it, right, when it stopped with the Hulk at 83, we would have had at least a gap of what, 6 years before we would have gotten the X-Men show. But still, I mean, like, it was still very popular. I mean, like, all this stuff was great for what it was. But it wasn't really until we got the X-Men series that things got a little more serious and was kind of reflecting some of the storylines in the comics that were going on, especially with the stuff that Jim Lee was doing with the art. So,
Dude, I gotta say, I still can't believe, Vince.
what's up?
I go into Walmart. Every show, almost you can think of, cartoon, animated series, sitcom, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
is in a box set. Bro, there's still nothing for fucking X-Men animated series other than the 5-volume DVDs that have been out for fucking like 20 years. They have not repackaged that, which is arguably one of the most popular and well-remembered animated shows ever. X-Men animated series. There's still the only way to get it, as far as I know, is what I have is the volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So
That's absurd. If they
apart,
didn't repackage that in like a $20, $30 thing like they did Turtles and everything else.
well, think about it. Part of that is because the fact that there was many bankruptcies and other things going on. Plus, it was in the hands of Fox because they owned the rights to the X-Men.
Yeah.
And then Disney got the rights now, and of course they have had the rights a couple years now. And in that same token, they have their streaming service, Disney Plus. So it's like, why put out a box set for something when you could just have it ready streaming for people to...
True, but like think about it like Paramount, right?
Hey Josh, what's
Paramount
up?
Plus. So Paramount Plus has all that Nickelodeon stuff on there, right?
Yes.
But every single Nickelodeon show you can think of, aside from maybe some of the game shows, has a box set in Walmart right now.
True.
Even though Paramount Plus has it all.
G.I. Joe and Transformers have a at least complete series box set of DVDs at Walmart right now. It's not the complete for G.I. Joe because there's the whole what is it, when they started doing the stuff in the 90s, that doesn't equate to that. I can't remember who. I know it's Sunbrow and somebody else who did the other series. So
dude, the X-Men animated series, like the volumes 1 through 5, those came out so long ago, Vince, that they're in those cases for DVDs that like those two little tabs on the left and right, you have to pop open and then open it. Like that's like the fucking like version 1 DVD case. That's how fucking long ago those came out. Like that's ancient.
Yes, you're not wrong. And I don't know, maybe they make money off of it, right? They've already got it set up. They just print it out and then package it and ship it. They're not having to go in and redo any of the menus for the stuff, upscaling it up to Blu-ray quality, maybe redoing the packaging, all that stuff. The least amount of effort to get them money, they will do, unfortunately. So, if you want, let's get into... What's up, Jacob? I remember these. All right,
Jacob
guys.
the Dabla.
We're going to go ahead and get into the figures. So which one do you want to do first? Do you want to do Secret Wars? Which has...
Secret Wars.
Okay, because that has the less amount of figures. When we're getting into the superpowers, we're looking at 51 figures. There's a mailway, playset.
What Secret Wars is really hot in the streets right now, with a lot of them being on Big Bad Toy Store and the reissues, and they're really good, and they're selling well. So it's relevant right now.
Yes.
Well, both these lines are relevant, but it's just that's what's hot right now.
So we'll get
Man, just the detail in the new Captain America shield for the
yes.
reissues is just
Oh my
unbelievable.
gosh, that shield with it's all smashed and stuff, like that is
It's
so
incredible.
cool.
I've never seen anything like that, really, in a toy.
What's up, Hummus? So we got Jacob and Hummus in the chat now too.
Yo,
All right, so getting into the Secret Wars figures. Let's go into we had the basic series.
and these are gonna be, dude. These are gonna be some of these toys we don't have. We're not gonna have any roasts on these.
No,
These
these
are
are
just
so
kind of
good.
classic.
On top of that, I mean, they're so good. I mean, there's all their like. I'm hoping that the Secret Wars Marvel Legends figures did well enough that we start getting a second series. Because some of these figures would be cool to see in the retro deco as a figure. I mean, because I know that like Doc Ock, I've gotten the cartoon version. They did release a VHS 2-pack for Doc Ock and I think Mary Jane. No, it's not Mary Jane. It's Aunt May. But yeah, let's go. So we got Baron Zemo, which some people may not know. You know, the only representation of this guy we got in the films was a dude wearing a jacket. I can't remember the actor's name at the moment. But still, I mean, it was really cool to have figures that popped that looked like they came out of the comic book or cartoon, depending if those things were available. And that's a whole
Yeah,
other factor I totally didn't think about is that, you know, I know that with the new ones, we only get like one of these lenticular stickers, or the not stickers, but these cards that would go into the shields. But they
you
had
know what blows my
multiple.
mind about these too? The crispness of the detail in the paint. There's no overspray. Even even the best of the best shit we get, NECA, even McFarlane.
Hmm.
Sometimes there'll be a little bit of overspray on it. Like when you look at these are really crisp lines
Oh
in
yeah,
the paint on these. Like it's really good.
yeah, definitely for
And
sure.
I'm kind of impressed by that looking back.
What's up, Boris? All right, let's see. So, yeah, but you see what I mean? Where the as it comes up here, you see how the you got multiple of those cards, those lenticular cards to go in there. So
Yeah, those are awesome.
each of them had like different action scenes or whatever. So it was really cool, you know, cool little.
By the way, I unfortunately have none of those.
Oh, and
I have them all loose because it's like, dude, I was either getting them loose for like 5, 6 each on eBay or not getting them at all.
mm-hmm.
So I don't have them with the cool lenticular shields and shit, unfortunately. But hey, at least I got the reissues now with the
Yes,
shields.
yes,
But
and
because
it.
that like triples the price of these if you get them with all the accessories.
I mean, could you imagine walking? I mean, walking into KB and finding these for like $1?
Yeah,
But I love the the card art kind of pops. You know, it's got that large
pretty
Secret
simple.
Wars. It's very simple. It's got lightning in the background and the clouds, and then on the
I
back of the
love when they do
box.
new. Don't you love when they put new on the toy? Like,
Halo, how's it
isn't,
going?
isn't anything new that shows up on the shelf? Isn't anything new? Like they're like saying it's new.
It's new, yeah. Well, remember, you never know when you have that one person that's gonna walk in that doesn't know anything about this or kid, and like, Mom, it's new, let's get it, and they, convince their mom because it's only like $4 or $5 for an action figure. But it's so cool. Like, you have this mini comic on the back. You've got, a figure gallery, and then it talks about how you can, the directions on how to change the cards. Really cool. Um, like, what's not to love about all this? And it's really cool. Technically, we've gotten a film version, or going to get a film version of all these characters, because I think Hobgoblin's the only one we haven't, even though Ned Reeds is or Ned Leeds is in the Spider-Man stuff, so he could technically show up at some point. But we got Doctor Doom coming soon. Let's see, and then we got Captain America, one of the most iconic superheroes that most people
I
know.
kind of want to revisit that one from the 80s. You know the movie I'm talking about? It's kind of low budget.
Oh yeah, okay, that one was like Oh my gosh, it had Red Skull in it, and
Yeah.
he was only like Red Skull for like a quarter of the movie. Then he
Dude,
had
but I have this vivid memory as a kid watching it, and I thought it was cool.
right, dude.
Probably because I didn't think about it too much or I didn't see the whole thing. But I just have like scenes in my head from seeing it as a kid, and I need to like rewatch that.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. I mean, you had the what is it, the molded ears on it because they didn't want to cut it a certain way to have his ears sticking out. And then on top of that, the thing that was so bad about that movie though was like he goes and Red Skull gets a reconstructive surgery to remove the fact that he was scarred with a red skull. Just like why couldn't you come up with like some other villain?
Dude, but at the age I was at seeing that, Vince, it would have all went over my head. I was just like superhero, like as dumbed down as I could be. Like when I'm like 5 years old, man, I just wanted to see anything like that. It's
Yo,
it's like,
Boylan.
dude, and you know what would always scare me is the Lou Ferrigno Hulk show. It always kind of scare me and make me sad. That sad music when he's walking on the street.
And he's like he's got his thumb out. He's all like trying to hitchhike.
Dude, and it would kind of freak me out. The other one that would freak me out is Swamp Thing. Remember the live action Swamp Thing show?
Mm-hmm.
That would kind of freak me out, some of the scenes in that as a little kid.
Yeah. Oh man. Like I remember watching the so we went to a convention. We're able to get the not only the Captain America movie because at the time it got shelved. It never got officially released because of how bad the reception from the test audiences were. We also got the Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie, and that was bad. Like all the special effects in that movie were like for the Human Torch at the end. It was it's awful. I haven't watched it in years, but man, it was awful. But this is
Roger Corman kickstarted a lot of the actors' careers, even Nicholson.
mm-hmm. So this is really sad though, right? Like you got Cap here. He's got his
He looks awesome. That's an awesome looking cap.
oh, it is. It is fantastic. You got
That fucking pops, dude.
Steve Rogers, and then the Captain America shield, a bunch of other stuff. But he doesn't come with his iconic shield. It's like, really?
Yeah.
You couldn't take. Thank
Missed
you, Ruby.
opportunity.
Thank you for the gifted membership. Appreciate that.
But I gotta say, this might be the standout in the line. One of the standouts to Captain America for sure.
Oh yeah, this is a good figure. It sucks that there's no shield.
Yeah,
man.
I agree.
It needs his shield. That's why I was so happy with the the Marvel Legends one, even though it's all shattered, which is a reference to in the comic. It's still really cool. But yeah, I mean it does pop. I mean you got the American colors. I mean it's for the time back then. I mean this was awesome. And of course you got his little markings stamps in the back, and his figure was made in Hong Kong. What's yeah. Yay for Spoot. He got it. Yes. Awesome. So Cap's classic Cap looks great. Why is the shield not included? I don't know, honestly. I think it was basically a cost saving feature. And okay, so here we go. We got Daredevil, right? Look at Daredevil. How easy is this figure to make, right? You cast a figure all in red, and then you paint all of his details onto him.
Yep.
Which has its side effects, though, because as you play with these figures and rough them around, the paint's going to rub off. But still, iconic. Matt Murdock, he comes with his stick. I mean, what's not to love about?
Simple figure. Simple figure.
Yeah, very simple. I mean, and once you have a mold down for your figures, you can just reuse it for most of them. You're not going to get into the point of like maybe you're going to recast for Hulk, you're going to recast for Doc Ock because you want him to be a little bit more chubbier. But even then, he's not really
like what would be a troll? You know what a troll name I'd give him if it's like some mom who doesn't know what a what character this is. She'd be like, "Who is that jalapeno boy? Is
Red.
he spicy?"
He's Red Hot Man. And we got Doctor Doom, of course, with the circuitry on his chest. So you could technically make him a Doombot if you bought a bunch of these.
Can we zoom in on the chest? That's what she said. But can we zoom in on Doctor Doom's chest?
Yeah, we can do
I
that.
want to see what that detail is there.
Just some piping, the circuitry. This is what it looks like to me.
That's interesting that they went with some circuitry there.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Doctor Doom with that on the chest.
Well, that's what I would think that it's one of the Doombots. But
That's cool detail on the face sculpt, the etching too.
yeah, really let me zoom in a little bit. Doctor Doom kind of looks like Strange without a cape. He kind of looks strange without a cape.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he could be some ranger or some evil ranger in a D&D campaign or some fantasy movie. I mean, the only thing that sucks is he needs his cape, right? His cloth cape, or even a molded plastic one. Actually, the circuitry detail looks cool. It does. It looks really cool.
He could be like an android in Robin Hood. Like you pull his mask off, and it's like you say android Robin Hood robot in the Sherlock Forest.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah, definitely. It's like, all right, Sheriff of Nottingham, I have my new Robin Hood bot. What? What's a bot? Zom says he has that Doom figure. Nice. And then Boyle says, so it's not the real Doctor Doom. Well, I mean, could be. Could not be.
Vince, I don't want to, just while we're maxing here,
What's up?
why don't we tell some details on this toy giveaway while we got, in case it dips down later on. Why don't we just give a little bit of insight into that so people are aware?
Okay, well, I'll give the details, but we can wait till, like, make people... I mean, I want to, people watch. They don't want to, I don't want, whatever.
Let's give them something, though, so
Here,
in
hold
case
on.
they're not here for later.
Well, okay, what we'll do is we'll show off things as we go. So, first up, guys, for the item that we're going to give away.
We'll give them an appetizer.
Let me turn this away so I can change my camera view here, guys. Hold on a second. All right, so first up is the NECA Halloween Michael Myers from Curse of Michael Myers, which is the 5th movie, correct?
Yes. This is an awesome figure, man. Look, whether or not you even love this movie or not, because if you love other Halloween movies more, this figure is legit. So this will be which giveaway will this one be, Vince?
Well,
tell them to understand.
We'll give away 3 items. Basically, the way this is going to work is that what I want is you got to make sure. Here's the rules. You got to make sure that you're subscribed to both me and Ryan. Somewhat be active in chat, but the main bulk of the contest is here. Let me change this back so I can move my camera. So the main bulk of the contest is that what I want you guys to do is to create a video of you talking about your favorite toy, either now or as a kid. If you have it, awesome, show us. But like, make a video, 5 minutes at max. I'd say 2 minutes at least, letting us know what your favorite toy was, how you got it, what you remember about it, what makes it special. If you have it, let us know. If you don't have it, let us know. Like if it would be something that you want to get again. The more detail, the better. It doesn't mean that you're going to get, more entries into the contest, but you will at least be entered. That's the main contest for this giveaway, is to create a 5-minute video letting us know what your favorite toy is. And what I'll do is I'll take all those entries and I will make a video and that'll be technically the 41st video. But we'll do the giveaway on uh, episode 40. At the end of the episode, we'll do the raffle, get that done, and then what I'll do is I'll upload a video with everybody's collection of, what they submitted, so you guys can check them out. But yeah, that's it. So probably in another 30 minutes, I'll show what the next item is, and then towards the end of the episode, I'll show you what the main. So there'll be a first prize, second prize, third prize. So I'll show you what the first prize is at the end.
So it's like that gives you hope, because like a lot of times you enter these giveaways that channels have, they only got one thing, right? You win the one thing or you don't win it. We got 3 options here. All you got to be is subscribe to Vince, subscribe to me, do the rest of the rules he said. And it's like these are newer figures too. I mean, this Halloween one, it's only been out for like a month.
Yeah, this was that
and
release
for a
with
while it was hard to come by.
the Target
For a while,
Haulathon.
It was a Walmart exclusive for a while. Now some of the Targets have it too. So,
And Hummus, to answer your question, just a toy. Like, man, if you had like a Bop It and that's the thing and you remember it, you have vivid memories you want to talk about, talk about it. But if you had like, the Rolling Thunder from G.I. Joe or Optimus Prime. So that's the thing. If you are on Discord, what I'm going to do in the description, actually in the comments down below, I will give you ways to submit it to me. If you're on Discord, you can just send it to me that way. If you want to send it through Google Docs, that'll work too. I'll put all that information in the description, either in the description in this video, or I will have it in the comments somewhere. So stay tuned for that. All right.
and and like you said, you don't have to be in the video. You just gotta make a video. You could be filming another toy you have and talking about it, or filming a comic book, or filming you could even have, like, if you don't have the character, you could put them on your computer screen and then point your camera at that and talk about it.
Yeah.
Just something.
I mean, if you have it, put it on your bed somewhere if it's clean, maybe a table somewhere that you feel comfortable with that. You don't have to be on screen, just do some audio, that's it. Put it together, send it to us. All right. Let me see. Get back to. So we got Doc Ock here with he's the ultimate bowl cut guy. Because he cuts his own hair. He's too important to go to a hairstylist to get it cut right.
He said, give me the Beatles mop top.
He's like, all right, hands, I need you to cut my hair, but I know you can't see. I'll try to do it mentally.
He's been having a hard day's night. It's like the Beatles.
I mean, I think this is the most rip Doc Ock I've seen ever. I mean, he's been pumping iron.
Yeah, they all go like that Arnold physique.
Mm-hmm. Not a generic superhero body, right? They all hit the gym together, and then they don't talk about that fact that they're either villains or heroes.
He kind of looks like the chick from Scooby-Doo with the glasses. What's her name?
Velma?
Thelma. Doesn't he look at her? Look at him real quick.
Don't tarnish Velma, man. This might be Velma's brother. The Wiener. I don't know. That was a lame joke there.
Dr. Octopus is he's trying to make up for a lack of something else, with all this extensions and stuff. It's like, you mad, bro? You mad you small, bro?
You mad you have no muscles, bro? I do.
He's got to extend his octopus tentacles because of his lack of something else in the bedroom.
And this is the thing. So, right, you have the U.S. release, right? Just Marvel Superheroes. It gives you information. It's one time on a card. But then you get towards the foreign stuff, and it's like, oh, you got the American, and you got another country stuff. and it could be distracting for some kids because it's too busy. At least in my opinion, it's a little too busy. What you think, man?
I'm just trying to find a Doc Ock picture next to Velma. Just to illustrate it.
Ryan's on a one-man mission. All right, so we got Falcon. Much different than what we've got on the TV screen right now, or back when he first appeared. But this is how I remember him. Velma from the live-action film, Linda Cardellini. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Gonna be crushing hard.
I'll always think of Freaks and Geeks and Grandma's Boy when I think of her.
When you think of her? Thoughts on Falcon?
Pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
How do you snap on the wings with a hole in the back?
I don't know. I think so. I
Because
believe
otherwise, I wonder if those are breakable.
we'd have to look into it. But I because they actually kind of swoop down, I guess they are bolted in the back.
Yeah,
or-
he has an eagle. He has a
Yeah.
a falcon.
Red Wing. This is his little bird sidekick.
Yeah, I've actually never seen this one. I've never seen this one in public. I've seen all the others. This is one I've not come across.
And of course, we got Hobgoblin here. Fantastic. Love this character. Loved him in the cartoon, Spider-Man the animated series.
Dude, that DC arcade game, the Justice League one, the fighting game I was playing, was hard as shit. Holy crap.
Oh, the fighting one? Yeah, the one for Super Nintendo and Genesis?
Extremely difficult, dude. It was like in beast mode.
See, it
I'm
wasn't...
usually pretty good at fighting games.
Mhm.
I'm all right. I mean, you've seen me. I can hold my own in fighting games. But that one was just like, good Lord.
Oh, and then something else to note about the giveaway. I will ship this to outside the U.S. Because right now, shipping costs aren't bad. But see, okay, going back to Hobgoblin here, right? You got this molded cape. It's not long. It's kind of comes up to his waist. I guess that's a good thing because it doesn't get stuck in the glider, engine. But still, really cool figure. And I get it, right? They didn't have the technology to be able to kind of mold a head over, underneath a hood and everything. So, it's just one giant piece molded with the face in the center. Why was there no Hobgoblin in a live-action movie? What is the difference between him and Green Goblin? So, this is not Norman Osborn. This is a totally different guy. This is a guy that is a thief, and depending on the version, he gets cursed by I think a demon, and that's why he has that mask he has is his permanent face from what I remember. So it depends on which one this one is, but I don't know. There's hints that he could be in one of the newer Spider-Man movies, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, great figure, great paint.
Mm-hmm. Man, it pops, dude, man. Of course, iconic Iron Man.
Yeah, I think this is one of the most common I see.
Mm-hmm.
This is very popular and very common. I had this as a kid.
It's
I wonder
fun.
how many kids relate Iron Man to the Sabbath song.
I am Iron Man. Yeah.
Ba, 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 ba,
Yes, different chemicals. Different criminals, Ruby. Correct. Thanks, Then there's Demo Goblin. Yep. There's a lot of goblins as Spider-Man fights. Why they chose goblins as his some of his arch rivals, I don't know.
Oh, look at some jerk wrote 250 in permanent marker on it. How dare them? That's a cardinal sin of toys.
Yeah, they ruined that card.
Ever. Don't you ever
Hold on.
put permanent marker on a carded toy, you son of a bitch.
And we need Freak in here, so he. But anyway, so this is that whole thing, right? To me, writing on a card art like this is just as bad as writing your name on a cartridge on your video games. Like, I understood that some parents would do that stuff, like, so that way they would distinguish between which child stuff it was, or if they happened to let a friend borrow it, they'd had some kind of way to identify that item is theirs. But it's blasphemy, man. Don't put this stuff on here, because there may be people out there that want to collect this.
Yeah, don't you dare.
Oh, Hobgoblin was voiced by Mark Hamill in the 90s Spider-Man Saturday morning cartoon. Thanks, Zom. And we got Kang, the short-lived villain of the MCU at the moment.
What do you think the worst representation of a Marvel superhero, of a Marvel villain, has been? Who has been the worst representation? I don't love what's his name in Iron Man 3. I didn't love that shit. What's the?
Oh, you're talking about Ben Kingsley when he was playing Mandarin. He was posing as Mandarin.
I don't love that. Do you love that?
Well, he looked the closest to way the character kind of was, but I will be 100% honest. The worst version of a superhero to me is Doctor Doom in that first Fantastic Four movie, where like he just has like his skin became like super conductive. It can make it into metal, and it's like instead of him like being so vain, he puts the mask on like in the comic. No, he slowly turns into the mask, which is awful. It's just
yeah.
awful. That's to me is the worst. The worst.
Yeah.
Let me see. Hummus asked or says, anyone know someone who had one of those label makers and used it to put their name on everything they owned? Yes, I did know someone who did that. It's like, yeah, your sticker's gonna really help.
It was like especially girls would do that on their little like containers where they would make like bead necklaces and stuff, and
or their Lisa Frank stickers and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. They would always put those on there. Dude, remember how big friendship bracelets were in the 90s? Oh my god.
Yep.
For boys and girls, everybody was rocking those friendship bracelets, dog.
I never had one. I did have one of the slap bracelets, I was one of those kids at least.
Look, everybody had some kind of bracelet on.
Yes.
You can agree on that one.
A watch.
Something.
So we have Magneto. Unfortunately,
if you weren't wearing some kind of bracelet or some kind of Velcro on some shit, you didn't live in the 90s then.
Or your what is it, the fanny pack at that young of age?
Yep. I love that as kids we had fanny packs. Like, what the fuck did we need to put in there? First of all, we don't have a wallet yet. We're not driving a car. We don't even have we don't really need keys. Our parents are taking and saying, what the fuck are we putting in a fanny pack? It's like, what do we have, a side job as a carpenter? Like what?
Yeah, we're future mechanics and stuff. We need to have our wrenches and tools inside of it.
I'm guessing like most kids had like some bubble gum in there and
yeah, maybe a snack, maybe your keys to your house, depending if you're out and about. I don't even remember what I even had in mind. I never had one. and it was handy whenever like we would go to Astroworld or someplace. But
Yeah.
and like I don't know, I was one of the kids that like I just wanted the standard color one, not the one that was like neon whatever color or flashy. It's like I wanted it to
But
be practical.
the way it looked, not great.
No, it did not look great. Swatches, and then let me see, hold on. Ruby said I made several friendship bracelets and I had so many slap bracelets. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Ruby remembers when friendship bracelets were
Hmm.
hot in the streets. Remember when troll dolls were hot in the streets for like 6 months, really heavy?
Dude, like okay,
Troll dolls?
I remember, and this is just a jab at some of my friends, but like I remember when kids would go goth. I remember when like they were emo. It's just like, uh, man, I was just a gamer, man. I rocked my video game and anime tees and
Dude, I feel like whether you were emo or not, though, you had some patches on your backpack, like of a band or not. Like you had something on there, like whether it was like a grunge band or an older classic rock band. I feel like everybody was. Remember, like those years in the '90s when everybody had some patches sewn on their backpack from like Rockabilia.
hmm.
Remember how big patches were, dude? Patches were big for a while.
I mean, they
Whether it
were
was like
still,
from Green
yeah,
Day or Nirvana or Smashing Pumpkins
dude.
or
I have
Pantera.
somewhere, I have like, I have a Matrix patch. I have I think I have a Kira patch. Some other different patches that I never used because I wanted to get a jacket to put them on. So somewhere in one of my bins, I have these patches. I'm probably gonna just put on my backpack at some
Yeah.
point.
But everybody was expressing something with like their backpack in the '90s. Like you did like it is rare for like you to just have a backpack with nothing on it. I know we're getting on a tangent here, but you didn't have like blank backpacks back then. Not now that's like standard, just have a blank backpack. But you had to fucking decorate that shit in the '90s. I don't know. That's just what we were doing.
Ruby says, "Hey, I was goth, kind of am. LOL. I was never emo. I guess mentally, but not style. No, Ruby, it's okay.
I
No,
love this
I,
Magneto.
that's not a jab at like you guys. It's. I literally had guys that were there was kids in my school that were all about the rave, and you could just tell they would just be sitting there moving their hands and stuff like they were at a rave. It's like they were still had the residuals of whatever thing they took when they went to whatever rave they went to, and we just sit there and laugh at them. It's just this is where we were as kids, man.
I think the first time I learned I even liked dance music was Ace of Base.
Oh no, okay. I loved like techno and like yeah, Ace of Base was great. I mean, there was good stuff, but it was just like some of that trance rave stuff was just like it didn't
Yeah.
hit as well. I mean, I was big into like Prodigy and Linkin Park and other stuff at the time, back in the early
So
2000s.
this Magneto was one of my favorites.
Oh, the Magneto figure we were
Yeah.
on. And see, let me see. Boylan just said this Black Spider-Man, the black suit Spider-Man is looks clean. It does. It looks really clean. The lines are good. No rub on the paint. So they must have taken this out of the box. And I'm
That's
surprised.
a hard paint scheme to do there.
Mm-hmm. With the lines for the spider.
Looking that crisp. I don't think this one's as common either. I don't see this one all the time.
I don't think you would. Even though this is the figure that they released for that first Marvel Legends set that they did. Which
Yeah.
is, I mean, it is really important, right? This suit is important because, for one, it establishes the Venom later on. But, like, in the comic, like, Spider-Man's suit, or Peter's suit, gets damaged, right? And they make him this suit. And it wasn't until, like, later that they started playing up on this something else. There's something with it. Heavily, I believe when McFarlane started doing some of the stuff. Robert Moles DJ. Nice, Slow. Oh my god, we okay, so that was the other thing too. So me and my buddies, we took the MTV music generator and we made our own music. So we had our own like unique techno album that we were selling in school. It was hilarious. We were young entrepreneurs at heart. But my buddy Alex is a big fan of like Alice DJ, so the whole Better Off Alone.
You think you're better off alone.
And then it was funny because like anytime we'd all hang out, even with Andrew, we would sit there and like Andrew would be like, "Hey Alex, what's that song?" And it's like beep 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 beep. You know.
Let me ask you this: was it so hard in the '90s to write a fucking verse and a chorus? How lazy are we? In every dance song is like one fucking sentence.
Oh
Are
yeah.
we this lazy?
Oh yeah.
Are we this lazy? Write some more lyrics in the song.
All I can think of is like Strong Bad. It's like when he's trying
All
to
I
write,
want to say, do you
write
think
a
you're
techno
better
song.
off alone? Everybody dance now, pump up the jam. Dude, can we write more than a fucking sentence? Are we this lazy?
So Daft Punk is as far as hummus will go with that kind of music. Crystal Method is really good. Chemical Brothers. Like, but then you got the Euro pop stuff with like Eiffel 65. Yeah, there's quite a bit. It's really good.
What about Jamiroquai when we couldn't escape him for a while?
My buddy Richard I used to work with was a big Jamiroquai fan.
Dude, they were like showering Jamiroquai in like awards for a year or two. And then he faded into complete obscurity.
I mean, come on, what's not to love about that the room with the conveyor on the thing?
You're just made of virtual insanity. Dude, would it have been as big of a thing if the room didn't move like that? I don't think so. I think that was part of it. That video.
Yes.
I don't think it would have been a Jamiroquai phenomenon without that video being so good.
So Ruby said people used to dance more. You're not wrong on that. A lot of that stuff was designed for the dance clubs. I mean, as far as I understand it, I think techno really kind of started in like Germany, and it moved its way here through Europe. So this Spider-Man, the paint job sucks on his face. One eye is lower than the other. It looks like somebody who's not fit to wear this costume put this mask on his face.
Like somebody letting the hair touch their man?
Yes, I'll go with that. Sure. I don't have anything against techno music. I just never delved into it much. No, it's all right, Thomas. We all like different stuff, and it's all cool. So no.
I like their electronic music. If I had to give stuff like percentages, like I mostly fuck with rock music, classic rock, alternative rock, modern rock, whatever. Like, so that's like 80% of what I listen to. But I'll throw in like 10, 15% of like some electronic or some dance music or like some Sade. You just switch it up. It's like you switch it up with that a little bit, you know?
Well, it's that type of music that I love to draw to, or I love to write a story to, because like it helps you with that creative juices as far as like, all right, I got this idea for a scene and I can't think of how it's going to work. You just put on that right music and it'll play it out with the song. And that's always...
Yeah, it's just that nice kind of variation.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw that in there, mix it up a little bit, but it's not on the majority of time I'm listening to music.
Spider-Man was kicked in the face by a mule. That's one way to look at it, right? He's it's been kicked in the center, right? It's not actually like he's overstretching it.
This Spider-Man is given like the stink face. This Spider-Man's like looking at like somebody who got their order wrong at the restaurant, like the waiter. They give him the wrong order.
I mean,
look at that stink face.
He's ready to start pointing at whoever. It's you. You did it. All right, so then we got two different Wolverines. We got Black Claws and Silver Claws, which I don't remember the Black Claw ones. I don't either. This is what you were talking about, how the image quality on this isn't great. So let me see if there's a. That's not too bad. Yeah, let me go to the other figure. Since there's two, we can skip the Black Claw version.
Imagine if like Jamiroquai just had some kind of massive career resurgence out of nowhere. Just all of a sudden, it's like Jamiroquai was hot in the streets again.
My switch. So Hummus says that his switch up music is jazz usually. That's not bad, man. Jazz is good.
Some John Coltrane or some Miles Davis.
So so looking at Wolverine here, does it look like two Batmans kissing?
Let me see.
You've seen that meme, right?
I can kind of see that.
Yeah, hold on,
But
hold on.
yeah, I gotta take issue with the snap-on clause.
Snap on claws. Yeah, hold on, let me pull this up. So yep. Literally, if you type in Google Wolverine is, it'll automatically correct to Wolverine is just two Batmans kissing. So let me. Oh no, I don't need a request phone. It's hilarious. I said type in the Google and it started like shush it phone. Shush it.
All right, Vince, I gotta step out. Hold it down.
All right. So let me show you guys this because it's funny for those who don't know. Look, it's just two Batmans kissing. Now you'll never be able to unsee this, guys. You'll never be able to unsee it. Anyway, all right. So let me get back to this. And this is what Ryan was talking about earlier. They look like forks with they someone took forks and then like melded the plastic away and it kind of folded together. That's funny, hummus. But like Ryan said, it's just a snap-on claws instead of it being molded. And I get it, right? You want a softer plastic for the claw so you don't have some kid poking themselves in the eye. But and this is like my dad's favorite version of Wolverine is the tan and yellow. Hey, look, two Batmans. Anyway, let me see. All right, later, brother. Have a good one. Have a good stream, man. Yeah, I can't unsee the scary looking optical illusion. All right. So that's the basic series. Then you had some Europe figures. So you had Constrictor, which is awesome. So there's no other image of him. I remember my dad had to make this figure because because it was released in Europe. Then you got Electro, which is awesome. So another Spider-Man villain. Really? Come on, guys. Let me see if I can zoom in here, folks. I like the OG Wolverine also. Yeah. It's a great figure, man. Like a great costume too. I know most kids at our age that grew up with the 90s cartoon, they're going to want the yellow and black. But that tan costume is so good. And we got Bobby Drake right here, Iceman. Another one of my favorite superheroes. You know that Electro Ruby? Yes. If you play the Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, the first one, they have a really good representation of Electro, and it's really cool how he makes his mask. He's actually got these burns on his face that are in the shape of the electricity mask that he had. But like when he goes into his full powers, he does form that with his electricity. Great game if you guys haven't played it. Now we got 2 packs. Apparently there was only Captain America and Doctor Doom. Still no Shield. And that picture is super grainy, so I'm sorry, folks. But we've already seen these guys. At least you get a good representation of what that was released. And then we got some accessories. So we got the Doom Copter, which we could see Doctor Doom having a helicopter. You know, he owns his own country, so he's going to have his own military force. I just don't know if Doctor Doom would put his face on everything. I mean, he does the Doom bots. But I mean, yes, we are talking about Mr. Bane here. I have to say, though, this is pretty cool. You have stands for people to put characters to put their legs. They can fit inside the helicopter. I mean, this is cool. I'd love to know if this thing got reused for some other toy brand, though. Or toy line. Let me see. My brother explained to me one time that Iceman is, I think, Omega Mutant, so making him, like, really strong. I thought how strong he could be just ice. So, at one point in the comics, Iceman was so powerful he had to wear an inhibitor to kind of not go full extent with his powers because he would have froze the world. That's basically what happened. He would have froze everything of how strong his ice ability was at one point. There's only a few Omega level mutants: Iceman, Jean Grey, Gambit, to name a few. But Gambit asked for his powers to be turned down. Yep. I mean, that's the thing, too, with, like, Cyclops. Like, that his optic blast, man, that thing will just continue to go forward unless he closes his eyes or has the ruby glasses on. We got the Doom cycle. So Doom has all the technology here. For some reason, with that purple, I actually like that translucent purple. That's pretty cool, actually. I like that. I was gonna say it kind of looks like the Covenant ship, just the way how the purple, the ghost. Evil armored vehicle carries Marvel supervillains into battle. Battle sounds, moving guns, secret compartments, holds 2 figures. You got the Doom Roller, which looks like a He-Man vehicle. He-Man, man, there's another toy brand that had this like kind of red and silver. I can't think of it. Doom Roller, mysterious machine rolls. Marvel supervillains into battle. I actually kind of like the way the ship looks. I mean, the roller kind of reminds me of Grievous's vehicle, but the little ship in between the roller, the wheel, is pretty awesome. Oh man, we got some gliders. So we got a Doomstar glider with Kang. Now, if for anybody who wants to know, when you're a toy guy of like a certain age, like the G.I. Joe glider, this glider, because most of them were made out of foam or paper, and they are the most sought after, most expensive item that you can get if they're intact. What's up, chum? I do like the colors. So let me see what's it. What's up, Nintendo? What's up, brother? The Mysteries of Doom. What of him? Tell me about the time we faced Doom. Tell them about the face we faced a lot of Doom. um, we got some freedom fighters. What's up, Vince? I'm Chum Ruby. I mean, this kind of looks like the Weather Dominator. I mean, it's a weird gimmicky platform here. You got a helipad. You got weird turrets that look like they're out of Star Wars. Great shot, kid. That's one in a million. Then we got the Star Dart with Black Spider-Man. Not Black Suit Spider-Man. Black Spider-Man. Is this Miles Morales, right? I mean, I would love that. Miles is awesome. That's so weird. It's got a hinge in the middle and some bolted metal there. That's strange. Vinny, the Sky Kid. Then Cortland Ranger Gamer. Nice. Here we go. We got the Tower of Doom playset. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, for them competing, I mean, Mattel, I mean, this is Mattel, the age of when they were putting out the Gray Skull and Snake Mountain and New Eternia. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from these guys. It just does look like a watchtower, though. All right, and then we got the Turbo Cycle, which is for Captain America, which is just a repaint of the Doom Cycle. So we get a better look at this with the lighter colors and someone using a good camera and a light to show this off. It looks like a duck. I would think this would float in water. Pretty cool. Man, look at the old instruction manuals of how to put it together. Or some of the play features. Super cool. Let me see. We'll look at the last thing here for the Secret Wars, which is the Turbocopter with Captain America. Still no shield for Captain America. Of course, it's a repaint of the Doomcopter. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less of them trying to rebrand toys that they've already made stuff for to double up on the cost. It does look like a duck. Hey, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it may float in water. Alrighty, so give me a second, guys. What I'm going to do now, because that is it. That is the entire Marvel, Secret War stuff. Actually, what we can do is I can show you guys the recent. Actually, hold on. Are they going to be on here? I bet they're not, but we'll look and see. Marvel. Marvel. And we want Hasbro, but we want to do Marvel Legends. We want the recent, though. Hold on. Marvel Legends. I wonder if it's on here. Marvel Legends Secret Wars. Mini Mates, Mighty Mugs. Here we go. The Infinite series. So is it going to be here? Yep, Secret Wars. All right, guys. So these are the Secret War figures that came out just recently. You can still find these. GameStop, Walmart, Target, even Best Buy online, Big Bad Toy Store. But these are great. So you got Beyonder here. Let me look at the chat too. Just us nerds with NESs and Warrior movies. Name reference, Vince. Oh man. Never mind us. What's good? Never mind us. What's good, Zom? The Fury. Zub Blood. The copter does look cool, but Cap still needs to have his signature vibranium shield 100%, which is what I'm going to get to. So, this is what I was talking about. You only get, so for Beyonder and any of the ones for this set, you only get like one card with the holographic or the lenticular. And it's really cool. So, but what me and Ryan were talking about with the Captain America is you get a shield. And that is fantastic right there. And as far as I understand, you could put it together and have it all cracked together, or you can have it broken apart. You got two heads. You got Steve Rogers here. Fantastic Cap right there. Just fantastic. Come on, guys, you gotta have to agree with me in the fact that like modern toys are awesome. They're expensive as hell, but they're awesome. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember who broke his shield. I mean, look at this, like the detail on the his 5 o'clock shadow on the figure's face. And so, for those who hadn't seen yet, the card art is very reminiscent of the original Secret Wars stuff. Super cool. The Iron Man's awesome. The only downside, like, so I did get, I have Iron Man, Spider-Man in the black suit, Cap, and Wolverine. The Iron Man I ordered from Amazon, and they had it crushed in the box. I was so pissed off. I had to take him out.
So what'd you do with them?
Oh, I took him out. He's out to be displayed. My other figures are still in the boxes, or in the blister pack. I think of collecting modern figures, at least ones we're getting into. Yeah. I was making the joke about like please tell me guys in chat that modern toys are awesome, because we had a certain someone in one of your streams say that modern stuff sucks and he has no clue what he's talking about. I just got to say it, man. I just got to say it. But it's awesome. You got blast effects, you got roller skates as a deep cut reference for him. You got multiple hands. You got some smoke that you could put in his gun. And then, of course, like the back of the box, which I couldn't show you with Captain America, is very reminiscent of that original toy line. So, and then we got the black suit, Spider-Man. Love the face sculpt, much better than the other one from the original toy. He gets two heads, so he gets a serious look and the wide-eyed look. And what's great about these Marvel Legend figures is a lot of them have some really good detail and articulation, so you can get them in some amazing poses.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh.
All right, so, yeah, we'll go over to... So once we finish this, I'm going to show the next item, and then we'll get into superpowers. So we got Titania, which was not in the original line, but she was in the comic. Also, total different character, or total different look than what we got in that She-Hulk awful TV show.
Yeah, I never watched that.
You're not missing anything, man. Not missing anything at all. She's got some spikes on her outfit. So Chump showed up and Vin's here.
Nintendo?
Yep.
Nice.
His design is crazy good though. It's like NECA did it. No, you're right. It is. Like that's what's great about like some of this stuff. It's getting really good with the sculpts that they're doing. Sometimes you can tell when they're kind of redoing some of the stuff for other figures, but they did a really good job with some of these molds because they look to me brand new. The chain, let me see, the chainmail detail on his chest is sick for Captain America. I'm thinking of collecting modern figures, at least the ones we're into. Okay, so we have that hype in. Yeah, Ruby, there's a site that I can send you that's really good for like finding figures and stuff. I mean, there's a slight markup of like maybe like a couple of dollars, but it's still within reason, depending on what you're looking into. And then last figure that was awesome. So this is the first Wolverine that we've gotten that is actually size accurate. So he's shorter than the other figures. Because we all know, for those who don't, Wolverine is actually a short guy. He's like 5 something. All right, hold on, wait. Let me look that up. Hold on. Hold up. How tall?
Wolverine height?
Yeah, because he's really short. How tall is Wolverine in the comics? He is 5'3".
What?
Yes, he is 5'3". He is shorter by an inch than my wife.
That's absurd.
Well, that's what...
Hugh Jackman ain't short.
No, he's not. And that was what was funny is if you watch the Daredevil Wolverine, there's that one where there's the Wolverine that like looks like him in the bar and he drops down and he's short. That was supposed to be the comic accurate size Wolverine. What a bub. Great detail. I love the faux leather for the belt. You know, you got 2 different hands for the either with claws or without. You got 2 heads, so you got your Logan head and your Wolverine head. Let's go, bub. All right. What is not to love? Yeah, I'll send it to you, Ruby. All right, so that out of the way, let me switch this camera again so I can show you guys the next item in the giveaway that we're giving away, and I'll give the rules for the new people that have shown up to watch the show. It's just a little bit more. Let me change my camera. None. All right, so second prize that we're giving away is Prince Adam and Cringer from the cartoon collection from Mattel from the Masters of the Universe. So he's got 2 different heads. He's got the Sword of Power. You got Cringer there with 2 different heads. And of course that awesome back artwork here of He-Man screaming, "I have the power." And then the other one we showed off that we're giving away is the Michael Myers from Halloween 5. What we're doing is that, let me change my camera again. I'm not doing this where people can't see me. All right. So, for those who came in late, what this is, you got to be subscribed to me and Ryan. You have to at least be somewhat active in any of the Toy Showcase streams from tonight to our last episode, episode 40, which will be... I didn't even say that. Come here, you. Where are you at? Aha. Yes. And we'll go here, here. Actually, you didn't have to do an episode 40. You just need to be in the next 3 episodes, Ryan? This is 37. Where are you at? Come on, come on, come on. I should have this information in front of me. I'm a little lazy tonight. I apologize. Last episode is going to be
I think what you need to do,
July 11th.
we need to look. No honor policy on whether they're subbed or not. By the giveaway one, you need to turn subscriber only on to prove that they're subbed, and they'll have to come by mine once to prove that they're subbed.
Mm-hmm.
Because, dude, we're not giving toys away to people that aren't subbed.
No, that's true.
Subscribing is the least you can ever ask of anybody to do. Subscribe. So we're not mailing out hundreds of dollars in toys to people that aren't subbed. So we can't just do honesty policy on that. We got to prove it. So we are going to turn on subscriber only for the giveaway one.
On
so
episode
you got to
40.
be subbed. You got to be subbed to participate and talk, or you can't win.
So, but the
And
main,
you gotta stop by mine that week too to prove. So that last week we'll put a just a reminder. You gotta stop by mine Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because mine's on subscriber only. Prove you're subbed, and you gotta stop by Vince's for the actual giveaway that Friday night, which is gonna be subscriber only to prove you're subbed to that too. That's the least we can ask.
So, and that's the thing, is the main bulk of this, what you have to do to actually be entered is that you need to submit a 2 to 5 minute video telling us what your favorite toy was or is and what your memories are around it, like why it's your favorite toy. Do you still have it? Is it something you want back in your collection? I want some personal stories. I want some, look, we're in the video game retro gaming community. I get it. But we all played with toys. And anybody who says they never played with toys is lying. So, like, show some love. This stuff is, like, we're passionate about this stuff. We know you guys are too. And I want to hear some deep stories. So, and what I'm going to do is on episode 40, we will do the giveaway. I'm going to take all the submissions for the contest, put them into a video, edit it together, and I'll submit that as episode 41, which will be the official last episode of the Toy Showcase. And then we will, for season 1, I may pick this up again later. But yeah, so that's it. So at the end of this episode, I'll show off the final item, which is a really nice item, guys. You will be impressed. Yeah. So,
it's an above $100 item.
Yes, it is. That is very true. It's very,
yeah, we're not chintzing out on this, guys. This is
I'm going all out.
Above $100 item. So.
I am going all out. All right, so let's get back into this. So who's ready for some superpower toys? Let me see. Hummus said. Hold on, wait. When you say last episode, are y'all not doing the two? Oh, so Ruby, at episode 40, is going to be the end of season 1. Ryan's going to step down. He may come back for like a special episode here or there. But
yeah, I'll be by for some special episodes. But we've done 40 together. We had a long run on this, and the episodes that I did with Vince, we collaborated on episodes that we're both passionate about the toy line. So when he's doing season 2, there's going to be some episodes in there that I'm not going to be as passionate about the toy line, so he's going to have somebody else on there that's a good fit for those toy lines, because we focus these on ones we have a mutual love for, the ones we did for these 40. Mm-hmm. But he's going to do toy lines with who the next one is that's going to be passionate about those toy lines, because we, everybody's different. We all love different toy lines, so.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I want to, because like, there was moments during this show that we had people. Actually, hold on. What up, Fat Boys Gaming? How's it going? He says hashtag 15 like hype. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't even looked at the likes yet. But so we had episodes where like people in the community wanted to take part in it, and it was really focused on me and Ryan at the beginning of this first season. So what I want to do is maybe we circle back around and I do an episode about Power Rangers and do a deep dive with Zombie. there are guys that I know in the community that are big fans of GI Joe, and I really want to do a GI Joe episode, but I haven't covered it yet. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of toy
Like G.I.
brands.
Joe is one of the ones like that's an example of one I'm more casual about. So that when he does that episode, it's gonna be more somebody who specializes in G.I. Joe collecting. Because I'm just a casual guy. I only have like 5, 6 G.I. Joe toys. So he's gonna get somebody that is well versed in that for that.
Hmm. And it'll be really good. I mean, like there's a lot of things I want to do, but I'm gonna definitely take a kind of hiatus from the show to figure out what I want to do, to schedule out the episodes with people, and then probably pick it up in January. So be on the lookout for that. But we still got we're on episode 37. We still got 3 more episodes, guys, and they're gonna be good. So all right, we are now into superpowers. Let me switch over to camera. Yep, makes sense.
Would you say more people know superpowers in Secret Wars?
Uh,
Or are they pretty even?
I would think they're pretty even, but I mean, I know people that are into one thing versus into things, not other things. You know, like maybe they grew up in a household that only liked Batman, so they weren't a big Marvel fan. You know, maybe they weren't exposed to the X-Men or stuff, or they like Batman. Um, but yeah, so we'll get into this. There's much more figures in this one. We have 51. We'll actually go through this pretty quickly. Um, so we got Aquaman here, who was the butt of a joke for a lot of people in the community, you know, because he talks to fish, and it's like, but he can breathe on the water. You know, he has super strength because he lives in the deep parts of the ocean. I mean, he's on par with Superman. But still, this is a great representation of the figure from 1984. He's the king of the seven seas. Man, look at that Bruce Campbell chin. You see that chin on his? it's a,
That is a manly chin.
yeah. He's
Looking like a blonde David Hasselhoff over here.
You know, I could probably see David Hasselhoff doing this back in the day.
I'll be ready. I'll be ready. Slow motion beach running. Cue.
Yeah.
Don't you laugh at that life preserver, like the little orange little flotation
Yeah,
preserver
they always had to save people.
Their favorite accessory to jog with.
So, okay, technically Aquaman has always had you may be thinking of Namor, Ben, but he's always had blonde hair. There was a moment in the late 90s to the 2000 mid 2000s where he had longer hair and was more grizzled looking. He had lost his hand, so he had a hook. I think some of his family members died, but it wasn't until like, you know, the Jason Momoa movie that he had the black hair, and I guess they just didn't want to die. You know, Jason Momoa was like, "I'm not going blonde." Yeah, it makes sense. Didn't he have black hair? Oh, am I confusing him with another water-based Marvel superhero? Yes, you are. It's okay. It's all good, brother. Namor's the one. I like Aquaman in the 90s when he had the long hair. I think it was when he had the long blonde hair. Yes. And then Ryan, you're saying hi to Ben and Fat Boys, and then Namor, who was the one I was thinking. Ryan on the Godfather Dawn. Ben lurking. No worries, brother. I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah.
Now this is
Hopefully the Fat Boys heard all the rules. You'll do a community post too, right? Reiterating everything.
Yes, I'm gonna break everything down with a post like I did the last time, and this will be open to overseas as well, for those that are, you know, within the community and follow the rules, because you know what, this is our one of our last giveaways for this show, for right now. So I want to do something nice for people. But you got the gray and blue Batman. I love this figure. I had this figure.
Yeah, it's a great one. I have this one too.
Man, I love the cloth. And it's great too, right? So they got the him versus the Keaton version.
And we got this. We got this recently with the McFarlane Bane 2-pack. Remember?
Yes, dude. Yeah, we did. We did get the. I still need to get that the Bane and Nightfall, the Nightfall
Yeah,
Batman
man,
stuff.
that's a must. That's like a must. The must buys like is definitely that's one of them from McFarlane.
So Zombie said,
Recently.
"Hold that Batman." So what do you want me to do, Zom? Let me see. Do a My Little Pony episode and don't invite me as a guest. Don't talk to me ever again. Pony bronies for life. Just joking.
Yeah, and then in season 2, Vince, when you start in January, you can do a Captain America one because I definitely will not be a part of that.
Oh, you mean you not Captain America? You mean
No, I mean
Captain
Captain Planet.
Planet?
God damn it. You know what I meant. I love
Captain
Captain America, not
Planet.
Captain Planet.
He's our hero. Anyway,
The one that'll be fun, you can have me as a special guest on, is throw that Tycho RC car one in eventually
yeah, we
on
need it.
season
I
2.
still need to do that. I still need to do the muscles, the monsters in my pocket, and I think there was one other we were gonna do that were part of that whole miniature play toy.
Yeah, I'll be excited to do a cameo on a Tycho RC car for season 2.
And we got Brainiac. Look at that, man. Old school Brainiac. He looks like freaking Metal Cooler. He's gonna go take on some Saiyans.
That's one I skipped in the archive, by the way. I did not put My Little Ponies in my archive.
No, I mean my sister was a big fan of that. Like I knew quite a few girls that were
You know
into
what I
My Little
did though?
Pony.
I did add Care Bears to it. I did add Care Bears, but I did not do My Little Pony in my archive.
I mean, you know,
I did She-Ra. I even did Gem. So I got some girl shows represented well, but I had to draw the line in My Little Pony. I just can't do it.
well, I mean the thing though is like I always
My
thought
my My Little Pony, I would just have to. If I had a removable nutsack, Vince, I could do My Little Pony, but I don't. It's
if you didn't have a nutsack, you would.
permanently. I have a permanent nutsack. I cannot. If I could remove my nuts, I could maybe add that to my archive, but I can't.
Oh man, Ruby says that she was into My Little Pony for a while. Was there ever a Dragon Ball Z like action figure, not statues? Yes, I mean there's new ones now that I get that are the figure arts that are fantastic, but they're kind of expensive, anywhere between 35 to some of them go for a couple $100 if you're talking about like Porunga and even the Elder Guru or the Elder, can't remember his name from Dragon Ball when they went to Namek. But I was gonna say that Care Bears was a little bit more for everyone. It wasn't like it was
Yeah.
particularly girl or boy. It was kind of like a gender neutral thing. Like I had the raccoon as a kid that I loved it. I don't know, it was the Care Bear cousins. So and my sister took it to, what was it? We went to Chuck E. Cheese one time and she left it there. And I was pretty upset because I was like, man, I love that thing. And then my sister years later rebought it for me when they re-released it. So I have it somewhere. But yeah, Jim was cool. We liked watching that. We didn't have the toys, but we watched the cartoon. I love how his action power is Power action computer kick. What does that even mean? Does he like do your taxes? Does he like put your stocks in? He's like, I'm gonna make you a lot of money with the computer kick.
It's interesting.
I mean, maybe he kicks you and you get the what was that virus from X-Men or the Marvel? I can't remember the one that makes you more organic or more cybernetic that Cable has.
I'm
The
blanking on that.
the techno virus. Yeah, there you go. I would be surprised if like the vac metal chrome on this figure probably would have wore off. It still looks really cool. I mean, it kind of has a Terminator feel, even though this is before. Well, it depends on when this one released. But I know he was around before, way before Cameron's Terminator. And my favorite superhero right here, Barry Allen, The Flash. Did they have a Josie and the Pussycat? I think they did. I would be surprised if they didn't. I know that there was figures later on when they did the live action movie with heartthrob Rachel Lee Cook, but
Probably is.
yeah, the voice of Tifa from the Final Fantasy Advent Children. I mean, I did have a thing for her, man.
Who didn't?
Her and freaking Jennifer Love Hewitt.
You know, you know what Rachel Lee Cook was?
Hmm.
Rachel Lee Cook was like the 2000s Winona Ryder. You know what I'm saying by that?
I could see that, yeah. Yeah, because
she had like the tomboy, cute but could also be beautiful thing, just like Winona Ryder could be. She could be cute and tomboy but also beautiful.
Oh yeah, like especially when you watch her in Flatliners, and in for oh man, what was that movie? Antitrust had her in it with that other that other beautiful actress. I can't remember her name at the moment. It was the same one that was in Meet Joe Black. She played. She played the love interest and the daughter of Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, what happened to her? She didn't do many. Did she do many movies after that?
She did. She's been in a couple of stuff recently. I have to look. We need to do that. We need to do an episode where we're just talking about like attractive actresses that we love. Barry Allen as the Flash or Jay Garrick. I'm a Barry Allen guy just because like I watched the original TV show with that came on that was supposed to be kind of like it was set in the Batman universe. Winona was hella cute. Yep.
She's still killing it, man. Stranger Things. Thank God they cast her in that.
Oh my God, yeah. We got Hal Jordan here as Green Lantern. It looks like his arm's about to fall off. I do remember this figure vividly. Somewhere my dad still has the lantern.
We almost lost Winona for a while because of
all the drug usage.
Remember shoplift gate?
Yes, yeah. She was a klepto.
We almost lost her to some purses.
It's like get this woman a job.
That almost killed her. That almost killed her career, bro. Like she almost didn't come back from that.
Okay, no, Ruby, we could do that. That's fine. We can talk about actors or just actors in general. You know, actresses and actors. She said that
we're like Winona. If you do more movies, you can get all the purses you want.
Right.
2 movies again.
Yeah, if you want,
and then you don't got to steal the purses.
If you want Prada, we can help you. Let me catch up in chat here. Hold on. Vin has said that has anyone seen Michelle Pfeiffer in recent years? She still looks good.
Oh, she does. She does. I promise you. I
Uh,
seen her do. She did some appearance recently, a month or two ago. I seen on video where she's standing by the cat suit, the Catwoman suit, and she's talking about it.
um,
So he does still look good. She's one of the ones that smartly did not go crazy. She did not do like crazy, like
plastic surgery,
I hate to say, like
Meg Ryan.
Meg
Yeah.
Ryan. Meg Ryan.
I'm sorry. But,
What the hell happened to Meg Ryan?
oh, jeez. What else? If you, yeah, Ruby just said it. If you did an actress,
Dude, there will
you have to
never
keep it
be.
even.
Look,
Yeah.
hands down, Vince.
Huh.
The funniest thing is there will never be worse plastic surgery than Mickey Rourke.
Oh my
That
gosh,
guy's had
dude.
the worst plastic surgery of any man, woman, child, android, zombie, alien, anything. The worst plastic surgery of any human being ever of all time is Mickey Rourke.
Well, you know the funny thing too is like there's that image with him and Axl Rose, and it looks like an old like grumpy old women. Like they're I don't remember
Dude,
what the thing was.
Mickey Rourke is one surgery away from doing the next Leatherface movie. Just gonna be like skin, just mask. That's
Yes.
just gonna be. He's
Well,
one surgery away from full slasher.
I mean, you he's pretty bad. I mean, you couldn't get as bad almost as like how bad Michael got, where his nose fell off and everything with all the plastic surgery he was doing. But Rourke,
I don't know, Vince. I'm gonna say something crazy. I think Mickey Rourke's is worse than Michael's surgery.
I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, at least he hasn't like had his nose fall off though. Like start looking like The Walking Dead.
Like as many surgeries as Michael had, we still knew it was Michael.
Yes, we
I
did.
think you look at Mickey Rourke's foot, you almost can't even tell who he is anymore.
I mean, he still looked good, like with him in The Wrestler and like in Iron Man 2. But
And then he went like another couple surgeries deeper.
yes,
And then he just reached the point of like no return.
let me see. She's beautiful as ever. I agree. He's got that scar face. I mean, sarcastic face. Yes, for Hal Jordan. Yes, he does. Green Lantern looks. Oh my God, constipated. That's hilarious.
Dude, I'm gonna say underrated villain in Iron Man 2. I think he did a fucking awesome job.
Oh yeah, is being Whiplash. Yeah, and then but
people hate on 2, and they should hate on 3 more.
Well, because
people
like
hate too much on 2, and they hate too little on 3.
So what they did was they combined 2 villains together to make Whiplash that we got in the film. So we got the standard Whiplash with Mickey Rourke in the beginning, and then when he got the armor, he became Crimson Dynamo.
Yeah.
And then you had, of course, Hammer Industries.
I really enjoyed Iron Man 2, man. People were like, "Oh, this one sucked."
I loved it.
No, it didn't, bro. I love the second one.
I loved it. I did too. I mean,
pick on the third one more.
Let me see. That's the video I'm referencing. He said about Michelle Pfeiffer, and she still seems very grounded and down to earth. Michelle is fire, as Hummus said. The plastic surgery ruins a true beauty. Plastic surgery seems like a good idea until you sedated and can't move, and I'm looking up at a doctor's goggles. That would suck. Goldie Hawn ruined herself. I mean, she doesn't look bad. I mean, it's Kurt Russell's wife. I mean, but
yeah, she went pretty deep though.
She did.
The
it's that whole thing when you're chasing to trying to be young or to keep your looks, and it's like, what's her name? The one we talked about her, the one that was in Back to the Future 3, and she was in Mary, no, is it Mary Elizabeth? No, I'm thinking, what is her name? Come on.
Mary Steenburgen.
Yeah, Mary Steenburgen. Yeah. She looks gorgeous.
Yep.
At her age. We got the blow-up doll Joker here. Sorry, I can't unsee it. You can never unsee that this Joker looks like a blow-up doll with his mouth open, and they just put that hole there.
Let me take a look at this.
I think it's easy to fall for the plastic surgery and wanting to look younger. Yes. Because, like, when your looks are so important to your movies and things like that that you do, or so attached to your livelihood and you getting those roles, so you start trying to change and do things to make sure that you still continue to do that. But like,
Dude, they have
I've heard you get addicted to it.
I've seen that thing. I don't know if you've seen these ads. Like they got one that like you can look less wrinkles just for a night. I think that's better to do. Like, why aren't celebrities doing that? Like there's this cream, I don't know what they call it, but like celebrities will put it on their underneath their eyes
Mm-hmm.
to reduce the wrinkles under their eye. So they won't have that like it's like it sags under their eye, the eye bags. I've seen like they can do that cream. So just put that on for the night if you have an award show. And then it's gone by the morning. And like they should just be doing shit like that. Don't do these permanent surgeries.
Well, considering that there is makeup that you can do on your face to like kind of shape change yourself, like you don't have to do anything, just put the makeup on to hide your wrinkles that we see videos all the time of like, oh, this girl catfishes because she looks like this young 20-year-old, but when she takes off the makeup she's in her 40s or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Ruby said, I'm 31 going on 32 and I am starting to wanting to look younger. Um, it's just the way you carry yourself. A lot of times we age because of stress or things that are going on in our lives. The more that you can limit those things, the more you can captivate like joy, laughter, fun times in
They
surround.
say it's too good. Don't be in the sun too much.
Yeah, don't be in the sun too much. Yes, that is
Sun
true
can make
too.
you age like a sun can make your face look like a catcher's mitt.
Hmm.
People that tan too much or get in the sun too much or sun does age people. Too much sun.
Oh, that cream really works. Let me see. I hope it ain't leftover baby oil from Titty's party.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, Ruby knows the cream I'm talking about that the celebrities put that under their eyelids or whatever, and it smooths them out. And it's just for the night. And then you're good. You don't have to, you don't ever want to look like you're stuck in a scared expression.
Yeah.
When they come out with the plastic and they look startled all the time.
Well, you
Dude,
remember there.
another one that's done it bad is Simon Cowell. You seen what he looks like now?
Yeah, I
What the
do.
hell did he do?
Well, and then there's like the when people get the Botox and everything, and it's supposed to like tighten up your face, and it looks awful. It looks like because like you can see people who do that all the time, and they start to like swell up.
Yeah.
It seems like. Um,
Not good.
no, it's not good at all. All right, let me see. Lex Luthor here looks great. He's got karate chop action with his hand, in a. He's got power action nuclear punch, not kryptonite punch. AI filters help famous people a lot, so why too many surgeries? That's a good point, Lo. I get that. Like Fat Tim Allen and Santa Claus, yes. Power action nuclear punch. I don't. Wouldn't it be a kryptonite punch? Why does it have to be nuclear? It's so weird. It's like you get cancer and you have deformities. It's like, oh my god. We got the penguin. Great figure here.
I love that Lex Luthor though.
Oh, I do too. It's a great looking figure. I kind of wish they would have done him in the suit and then with the power armor as well. Like have two different versions, but it's okay. I mean, most representations of him as an action figure has been him in that green purple suit.
This penguin is super common.
Oh yes.
I feel like this is like at every flea market table. Like I don't know what it is. It's like people are kind of wanting to get rid of their penguin for whatever reason. Just he's one of those ones you'll let go, but you'll keep the Joker and Batman. It's like Robin too. Sometimes I see a lot of Robins going
Hmm.
around.
Well, it sucks because, like, as a Batman fan and a collector, you want his rogues gallery. So why would you get rid of a really good representation of the Penguin that
Yeah.
comes like right off the comic? It also does have that whole 1960s.
Well, it's the show. It's the bam, kapow.
Yeah,
Those,
stunning umbrella. That is true. I agree with that. Low. He's got power action.
it's like the Willy Wonka penguin. Come with me, you
And
will see land of pure imagination.
a world of ice and penguins, or floating ice and penguins, or something, or penguins and floating ice. We got Robin,
What about if he spit the black stuff out too, like DeVito, but
DeVito.
in the '60s show, freaking everybody out?
It's like, are you sick? Do you have tuberculosis? What is this black goo coming out of your mouth? That was definitely very Tim Burton. Make him a mutant, right? He's just deformed. He's like half penguin, half man.
Love that penguin.
Love that Joker.
I love the Nicholson scene when he's like in the suit, just full mafioso,
Mm.
and the wife's like, "You look good." He's like, "I didn't ask." It's
Oh
just so
man,
stone cold, badass Nicholson.
I'm sorry. He is definitely one of the best. I mean, Ledger is
Yes,
great, but I love Nicholson as
dude.
the
I've told you Nicholson's probably my favorite actor. Like your favorite's Kurt Russell. I
yes.
think my favorite is Nicholson. Nicholson's like in his 80s right now. When he goes, I will literally cry. Like the day I wake up and Nicholson's gone, I will cry. Like I've been watching his movies since I'm a kid. I love his variety of roles. Like it's hard to beat his filmography. I don't
Hmm.
know. I'm not gonna be able to handle it, man, when he goes and he's really old and it's gonna kill me, man.
Dude, like Arnold's is going that. Kurt Russell. I mean, there's quite a few
Yep.
that I think when they go.
Pacino, De Niro.
Hmm. I mean, dude, it was hard friggin' Val Kilmer dying, man. Ugh. But we got old Clark Kent Superman here with the S curl. He looks like he has one arm that's bigger than the other. That's weird. I guess he skipped arm day in one of the arms. But what is not to love about having a iconic Superman costume with his red trunks, his boots?
That's Superman, one of my favorite toys. I'm telling you, I beat on that thing. Just I would play with that damn toy so much. The action feature, squeezing the legs, making him do his fucking
Yeah.
power punch. I love that damn Superman, dude. I love that figure.
Let me see. So Vin said, yeah, the penguin from Adam West was phenomenal. I don't think he was heavy set though, like portrayal other many portrayals of the penguin. And then Ruby said Val Kilmer was one out of nowhere as well. Yeah. I mean he had gotten the what was it, throat cancer, and then he had been just kind of like secluded himself, spending time with his
Yeah,
family,
I
doing
think he
art.
was a smoker. I seen pictures of him 20s and 30s. He was smoking cigs.
Just a
That'll
bummer.
get you, man. Those damn cigarettes.
Look,
Dude, we lost a lot of actors to cigarettes over time.
true.
A lot.
Very
That's
true.
how we lost like dudes like Steve McQueen and a lot of the classic actors that eventually did in Paul Newman and like a lot of those guys, even though some of those guys lived to be older, it's definitely their undoing, a lot of them.
Yeah, when De Niro goes, it's going to be hard. Chino, and we were just talking about that, hummus. Ryan said him right as right as he typed. Yes, yeah. So this is a really good Wonder Woman. I love like I think the lasso is actually made out of like plastic, which is pretty cool. Or it's a almost like a string, but it's rolled. You can definitely tell the times, right? There is some QC issues here. Like you got the line of the
I
molded
do love that
plastic.
Wonder Woman. That's a great one.
Oh,
And
it
it's just
is.
like the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's perfect
Linda
for what's her
Carter.
name on the TV?
Linda
What
Carter.
Linda Carter was.
Yeah.
Linda Carter was so beautiful on that show.
Oh, dude. So it was really cool. Like if you play Fallout, I think it's Fallout 4. She plays a singer in one of the towns in the bar and stuff, and it's really cool. You can have a dialogue conversation with her, and it's actually her. Linda Carter doing the voice of the character. It was really cool.
Those are fun shows in that era. Charlie's Angels, Wonder Woman, Incredible Hulk.
Meanwhile, Keith Richards still smokes 2 packs of Lucky Stripes unfiltered a day and a bottle of Jack. Dude, that is the joke, right? The joke is that he will outlive us all. It'll be just him and the roaches. That is always the joke, that Keith Richards will live forever. Because that man can
and
just...
forever be like 110 pounds.
Right. Surprised he hasn't broken a hip yet.
All those Rolling Stones like had a smaller waist than like most models. Like they had like a 25-inch waist. Mick Jagger has had like a 25-inch waist his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Weighs like 130 pounds.
Well, dude, like standing up on stage like that, performing like he does, I'm pretty sure he burns more calories than he intakes. And I'm pretty sure an alcoholic diet for a period of time didn't help either. I mean, helped with keeping his waist down. Ruby said Linda Carter was good. Nintendo says, someone said when anyone smokes a cig, it takes 1 minute off your life and gives it to Keith Richards. Yeah, that's what it was. He sold his soul to the devil, and the devil told him, you can live forever as long as you can get more people to smoke cigarettes. And then the more they smoke, the more you live. I mean, you be surprised he's not a Philip Morris spokesman.
Don't play with it, Danny. Forever and ever.
Zombie said it's all the drugs Richard took that keep him going, right? He found the right combination of drugs and alcohol in the right dosage over a period of time, and now he lives forever. I mean, hell, you look at what James Burns lived until like almost 100, and he was still smoking and eating steaks. Let me see. The cancer stick takes out people in the future, but the guy lives off nicotine and alcohol. Faustian, yeah. The Keith Richards Faustian bargain was a bit different. I'm pretty sure it was. Faustian. All right, so here we go. We got Dark Seed or Dark Side, depending on. We were talking about this earlier on your stream before on Tuesday.
I love this figure, dude.
It's great, man. Like look. If you're this all-powering guy, yeah, why wouldn't you wear spandex and boots with flares on it?
Plus, I think you can shine a light on the back of his head and his eyes glow red.
It looks like he has the light piping on top of his head. Yeah, so basically. They all are fighting for dominance. They are all fighting for dominance to claim his life. If you know the right amount, it grants you immortality and cheats death, right? No, that's what it is. Death shows up to take his life, and he goes, all right, we can play a game, and if you could beat me at this, I'll let you live. So it's kind of like the whole Bogus Journey, Bill and Ted thing, right? But the game that Keith Richards always plays is like, let's see who gets drunk faster. Or, Let's see who can take the most dangerous drugs before they pass out. And he always wins and beats death every time. This Darkseid looks badass. Yes, it does.
Yeah, I love it.
I love the cape, man. Like, it's like the level of quality of things that went into making this stuff to like just pop like it does. It's freaking awesome. He,
Hell yeah.
he looks like a wrestler. Like he's gonna come in the ring and dominate. Would Darkseid beat Thanos? I don't know. If Thanos has the gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet, no. What's up, Coda? How you doing, brother? Welcome. You're just in time for us talking about Darkseid here and Keith Richards and his immortality. The Grim Reaper comes for everyone, but Keith Richards will come for the Grim Reaper. Hey, what we don't know is that he killed the Grim Reaper and he is the Grim Reaper, but he just wants to get drunk and high all the time, so that's what he does. But he has to make certain sacrifices sometimes to reap, but most of the time he doesn't. I don't know. It's a little grim and morbid here. Lord of Apocalypse. It seems like cartoon characters, etc., in the old days didn't get the concept that the underwear should be underneath the outfit, not over them. Who was responsible for this? I think Darkseid will rip Thanos really hard if Thanos didn't have access to the gauntlet, or at least the power gem. Don't fear the Reaper. When the wind and the sun and the rain wanna be like they are. Come on, baby.
We'll be able to fly.
One eye is redder than the other. Is that a trick of the light? No, maybe just the angle. Wicked, one of my favorites.
The angle of the dangle.
He's like, look, baby, once I take these pants off. No, sorry. It all goes dark. Then we got D-Sad.
These nuts.
Yeah, this is the D-Nuts figure. He's got an engine on him. I'm not familiar with this character. He looks cool. He looks like he's gonna ride his bike somewhere.
Looks like he's gonna scuba dive.
That's true too. Oh man, look in the back. He's got Panthro in there. So maybe he's a villain of the Thundercats. Go tell that to Superman. How but now? Here but now they're gone, right? DSAT isn't as known as he is just a lackey of Darkseid. But look, right there. It's Panthro. See, that's the thing is like I know enough, but I don't know every character.
I don't either.
But thanks, Coda.
It's like what I was saying about some of those that show up at Ollie's. I don't know some of those.
Dr. Fate, the magician, the mystic. I'm sorry, the mystic mage. Man, I couldn't get that out if I wanted to try really hard. But he gets all of his powers from his the helmet. He's basically Doctor Strange of the DC universe. I mean, they're definitely going for a deeper cut with these figures for the second series. Lackey of Darkseid, like Ronan the Accuser. Yeah, I could see that. I have all of his comics, Firestorms.
I'm your fast starter.
Twisted Firestarter.
Bom bom bing. Bom bom ba bing.
I'm the fear addicted, twisted animator. Yeah.
Now play my game.
we're mixing up two songs there.
Am I? What's the other one?
Breathe.
Okay.
Yeah, on the same album too. Fat of the Lamb. I love that album. Let's see. I would say Despero would be Ronin the equivalent. Nice. And we got Robin Hood here, guys. No, it's Green Arrow. Of course, they had to give him a green bow, neon green, translucent.
From Greenbow, Alabama.
All right, I went out to go get me some food and became a superhero.
I started shaking my hips.
Bring the pressure. Play my game, I'll test you. Psycho, somatic, addict, insane.
We're about to smack my bitch up.
That was a great.
Take my picture.
That was a great song too. It was funny how like controversial that was. Like at the end when you find out it's a girl, not a guy. Green Arrow, one of my favorites, is what Coda said. And then we had that Green Arrow, dude. Yeah, this is a great figure, man. Really? You had a mail away Clark Kent figure? I didn't know about that. That is awesome. Hopefully that's in here. Now here is the question. Who would win in a fight, Green Arrow or Hawkeye? Oliver Queen or Clint Barton? I don't know. I mean, Oliver has the money. He has Oliver Industries, you know. Clint's just, you know, part of the Avengers. See, he is way more attractive than they pull them Samus on people. All right. Then we got
How many more we got?
Calabac. We got quite a bit. We'll start moving through these quicker. So this is Calibit. This man,
I didn't know this line was this big.
dude, it has like 51 figures, man. That's crazy. I didn't realize either. But keep in mind, we had the how
If you had to have me guess, I would have said half. I would have said like 25 at the most.
yeah. They pulled them surprise. Let me see. Then we got Mantis. Pretty cool looking. I'll just do it like that. We'll pull up a character, say their name, and then go from there. We got Martian Manhunter. If Peter Pan grew up and got jacked, right? But he didn't. He became an accountant. You got old, Peter. I still love Hook. Hook is such a good movie.
Looks awesome.
We got the Parademon here.
Rufio.
I would say Green Arrow. I think he was way better at close combat if he had to fisticuff. Yes. We got Red Tornado. Very unique costume there.
Sounds like a killer clown from outer space.
Let's see if I get a better picture up. No, there's not a better picture, unfortunately. I loved Hooked. I watched that movie over and over. Yeah, same here, Ruby. I love that movie.
Looky, I got hooky.
It was great getting to introduce my son to that. So, Steppenwolf.
Dude, people don't know how much that swept the nation. It was in like the Happy Meal toys. It had a toy line. which we're gonna cover,
Yep,
right?
yep. Hook, Robin Hood, and Willow should be the next episode. Then it's
Yeah. So
the
if you guys love it, show up next Friday with us.
season. So there's only 10 figures. Like, luckily, there's like 10 to 12 figures. You got Cyborg here. So now we're starting to get into Teen Titan stuff.
Rufio looked like a baby Mario Lopez.
Rufio.
AC Slater. AC Slater.
I wanted somebody to go in. Where's Zach Morris? Silotron. He looks like his chest is swelling because of that diamond. All right. Let's see what we got. Golden Pariah. Nice. He's got some translucent purple there, Ryan, in the chest.
Okay. I have this one.
We got Orion. I think Rufio ended up being in that Michael J. White movie, Blood and Bones. I don't think he acted in anything else. Yeah, I don't think he did anything either. Honestly, maybe a few things, but like I've seen him on some recent talk shows and stuff, but not a whole lot. Nah, Rufio kind of looked Asian, maybe Filipino to me. He did. Actually, I think he is part Filipino.
He also looked like a skateboarder named Christian Hosoi.
Christian Hosoi. I know who that
He
is.
used to do the big vert, get a lot of air on the ramps.
Okay,
Back in the Tony Hawk era, he would battle Tony Hawk a lot for the
this
biggest vert jumps.
this Mr. Freeze is pretty awesome.
Dude, I still blown away by the Mr. Freeze, the McFarlane one. I really love it.
Dude, that one was great, man. We got Mr. Plastic. The only thing that stretches on him is his head. Which sucks.
Looking like Professor Xavier in a spacesuit.
Oh yeah, yeah, for Mr. Freeze. Yeah, it does look like Patrick Stewart. Number one. I'm too warm. Please.
Number one, I order you to take a number two. Ever seen the
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead? And then the girl, he says the show I order you to get nude. And then to what's her name in the purple outfit?
Yeah.
And he says, number one, I order you to take a number two.
All right, number all right, number one, I need you to take a number two. Anyway, I can't do it right now.
Only in the 90s in a cartoon, like he orders one to get the woman to get butt naked and the other guy to just leave.
We got a samurai here. I feel like he's missing things, but he's looks to be complete.
What was her name, Vince? I never can remember that woman's name on Next Generation. The hot.
Oh, you're talking
curly
about
lady.
Diana Troy.
Yeah, I never can remember Diana Troy's name.
Yes, Plastic Man is underrated. We got Shazam, and in my opinion, the only person that should be able to go toe to toe and beat the shit out of Superman. Why? For those who don't know, one of Superman's weaknesses outside of kryptonite is magic. And what is Shazam's abilities? They're based on magic. So punches from him should hurt him because his power comes from magic.
Do you believe in magic?
But his other name is Captain Marvel, which is funny for those who don't know. I think my friend had that Mr. Freeze figure. I remember the colors. Is what Nintendo said. And we got Try. He tried really hard. All right, so we can get into the mail away, which should be the Clark Kent. That is awesome. Now I remember seeing this. I didn't remember them being a Clark Kent figure, but I do remember seeing this. That's cool. The original Captain Marvel. Agreed. Shazam should hurt Superman. I think it's just the lack of XP, maybe. And I think the inner kid is even less violent than even Superman could be wrong. Yeah. It I mean also it's the limitation of the writers, right? They can only go so far with certain things. I still want that Superman versus Black Adam to happen. That'd be cool. Here we go, guys. We got the Hall of Justice.
Oh. Kind of looks like a coin bank.
Yes, it does. I mean, from the picture on the bottom, it looks pretty cool. It opens up and it has like a midsection there. So it looks like it was a pretty big playset, unless this kid was like small.
The Hall of Justice, where Superman gets sued by lawyers. I object, Your Honor.
He destroyed my business by throwing this villain into the front of it. I can't afford. My insurance will not pay.
The coolest courtroom playset. Judge Judy's reigns over like the court.
Okay, I'm gonna just look at the Superman card because that looks it's about the same. It's just the way the. So it looks like they released slim cards, which you saw the Wonder Woman already. So pretty cool to be able to have these on. You might find these at like what Eckerd's, Walgreens back in the day, smaller places that didn't have the shelf life for toys.
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
I forgot, dude. I forgot about Eckerd's.
Let me see. Honestly, the best part of DCU Online was when Superman gets pissed off and just kills Black Adam and everyone. Yeah, whenever you have the
Dude, we can't underestimate the hype train of Superman Doomsday, the plastic bag, white bag, and black bag, sealed ones, and how everybody had to get one of those back in the day. I still have mine, and that was a big moment for comics, dude.
Yeah, they had the same storyline in the DC Mortal Kombat game.
And Doomsday's a hell of a villain.
Oh yeah, he is.
Really awesome.
We got the Batcopter. Sometimes you can't get rid of a bomb or shark repellent. Then, let's see, we got the Batmobile, which they tried to do something very similar to the 60s Batmobile, but really cool. But this goes back to that whole thing of having a vehicle with your face on it. It's like Doctor Doom with his Doom face on the Doomcopter. You got Batman on the front of the car. That would be one of the few times I cheer Superman. Henry Cavill kills The Rock. Which one do you think is better, Marvel or DC? I like them both, but I think I have more characters I enjoy within the Marvel universe. But I love the Flash. If I could have super speed, have his powers, it'd be awesome. Out of all the superheroes, that would be the one I would want. We got a Darkseid Destroyer. I remember this toy. This was, I think, re-released as something different later on. I think. Yeah, let me see. Boiling says, I like both, but they have a tendency to low-key copy each other somewhat. Zom said, Coda said he was a DC guy. Zombie said, I'm a Marvel fan, but I do enjoy some Batman and Flash. See? Right on, brother. Right on. All right, we got the Delta Probe 1 with Robin in it. I have no clue what this is. I like the Spider-Man series and the villains. Yeah, Spider-Man's my favorite. I mean, outside of, if I'm going to talk about other characters, it would be Spider-Man 2999 because Miguel is my favorite Spider-Man. We got the Justice Jogger. It walks, Ryan. What do you think of the Justice Jogger that looks like a T-Rex with blue legs?
The Justice Jogger?
Yes. It's the Jogger.
All right, all right, all right.
Alright, baby, we're gonna go out for a jog. Why are we in this vehicle? Oh, it's because it's called the Jogger. But I was hoping we would
The jazzercise jogger?
the Jaggers-sized Jogger. He's the Jogger. It's the Jogginator. We got the Boulder Bomber for Calabac. He just launches boulders. I'm much more of a DC guy. I'm total. But X-Men is my favorite comic book, says Hummus. Nice, nice. I'm enjoying this. So let me go ahead and end the poll real quick. All right, so let's see. We had 38% for both, so people who collected it is at the most. We had 33 who had none of the toys. We had 23% said they had superpower. They had the superpowers line, and then 5% had the Secret Wars. So more people had DC stuff than the Marvel. Marvel all day, says Nintendo, but appreciate DC 2. Hummus says X-Men #1, Superman #2 for me. Okay.
That was my inkling that I thought more people had the DC because I seen them more often in stores. I seen them more often in friends' toy bins and just...
Well, like I said earlier, it goes to show you that like sometimes a cartoon does have a power to influence what's going on with people collecting things. And since the DC Superpower show was on longer, toys were more prevalent for them versus like after 85 for Spider-Man and Amazing Friends, or I think Hulk, there was nothing until 92 for Marvel. We got Lex's assault ship. It looks like an escape pod to me, but we can call it whatever you want. He's got millions of money. We can let the rich man have it if he wants to call this his assault ship. It looks like he's escaping the Imperials raiding the blockade runner. Stan Lee is from the Bronx too, so I consider him a hometown hero. Yeah, no. I understand that totally, Ben. We have the Supermobile. This looks like an aquatic vehicle.
And McFarlane re-released a lot of these too.
Yep.
Within the past year or two, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Can somebody tell me why Superman is flying in this vehicle?
Yeah, he can fly already, guys.
I mean, I can understand if this is his space, the escape capsule that he came to Earth from Krypton on, but like, he doesn't need to breathe. He can fly faster than this ship can go. I mean, it's like, maybe this is like a cosmic ship. Like, maybe he just can't fly fast in space. It's weird. It's totally weird. All right, anyway. But like, hey, and then the one vehicle they didn't make, Wonder Woman's Invisijet. It's not here. Maybe they did make it. It's just invisible, so they don't have it listed here. But I know they did. I know one of the toy brands did. I think it was like when they were doing the smaller kids ones, they had an Invisijet. And it was just a clear plastic jet. It's pretty awesome. All right, so that is this. Now what we're going to do, guys, give me a second. I'm going to switch this, and we're going to go to showing off the first prize giveaway item. What's up, Lit? Can you show me a toy version of your junk? Ryan, can you answer that for Lit?
Toy version of junk? Captain Planet.
No, of your junk. I don't think you want to represent your junk as Captain Planet.
Toy version of my junk.
Yeah, your superhero member.
That's hard because I wouldn't buy anything if I thought of it as junk.
No,
I
like
couldn't buy any of this stuff.
no, not junk as in like it's trash. Like junk as in your little Ryan. Your penis, man. I was trying to like not have to say that in live on
Oh,
chat. I'm
I
like,
wasn't even thinking you meant it dirty.
let me see. Like a Lego Ryan penis. Indeed, probably today more Marvel sells due to Marvel Cinematic Universe. I feel like DC has been slacking even on their animated films, which they used to dominate 10 to 15 years ago. You're not wrong on that. You're 100% right, Coda. Vince says maybe he wanted to lounge in a reclining chair and chill instead of having to fly himself. That is true. That is 100% true. Maybe he does want to do that. Um, Let me see. What kind of question is that, Lit? It says. All right, anyway, hold on. So let me change the camera angle here. Switch to that. All right, guys. So let me move this out of the way. Let me move the other thing. So just to let you guys know. So we're gonna do this for third place on the contest we're doing. Michael Myers from Halloween 5, released by NECA. For second place, you're gonna get Prince Adam with Cringer from Mattel. This is from the Motu cartoon collection. Now, guys, here is the first place prize for those who enter that win is this. So this guy's right here is the Archie comic. Let me try to get this where you guys can see it. Archie comic version of the four turtles in their wrestling gear when they did the wrestling stuff in the comics. So let me see if I can get this where you guys can see it. You got Leo, you got Raph, you got Don, and you got Mikey. So yeah, you got some good wrestling stuff there. So if y'all read the comic back in the day, you would remember this, the Archie comic. So this is the like I said, guys, this is the that is the number one prize that we're giving out, and then the other two. So those who are lurking or who just came in, like Lit and Coda, the way this is going to work is that you need to be. Let me change this so I can move it. You guys need to be subscribed to me or Ryan. What we're going to do to show how that's going to work is that when we do episode 40, when we do the giveaway, we're going to put it on subscriber mode only. So only people that are subscribed can chat.
Yeah, guys, and you gotta, just a reminder again, that week, episode 40, you gotta stop by mine. Mine live will be on subscriber only. So you're only gonna be able to chat if you're
hold on. I see what Ruby said. Hold on. Go ahead. I'll redo this. I'll re-show you guys. I'll re-show you. Thanks for. I didn't catch that. I didn't have the camera changed on me. All right. So go ahead and finish, and I'll re-show this for people.
So the week of episode 40, you gotta stop by my live stream Tuesday night at 10:30. You gotta be sub. If you're not sub, you won't be able to chat. You get subscriber only. And when you come by Thursday for Friday for Vince's, when we do the giveaway, you got to be subscribed to this channel, obviously, too, because it's going to be subscriber only for the chat. So,
but the main bulk of this contest is that is to do a video. You have to submit a video to me. I'll post all that stuff here tomorrow, how you're going to do it. But what you want to do is you're going to submit a video between 2 to 5 minutes talking about your favorite toy from either your childhood or right now. Like, and tell me your memories about it, like what you loved about that figure, why it was so important. You know, do you have it in your collection still? If you could get it again, would you? You know, that kind of thing. I want some personal stories about those who I know everybody collected toys. So you guys just need to, send them in a video, and that's how you'll be entered into the giveaway. All right, now let me do this again. Let me change the camera Change the so you guys can see the prizes again, especially the ones who just came in. None. All right. So here's first place prize, guys.
Oh
Is
man,
the 4-pack of the Turtles in wrestling and their wrestling gear from the Archie comics. So you got Mikey
that's,
and Donnie and Raph and Leo.
that's fire.
So this is for the person who wins first place, or the, because we're gonna do 3 drawings. We'll do 1, 2, and 3. So the person who wins first place gets this.
That's the main. That's the main prize. First place, over $100. That toy costs.
This year is Prince Adam and Cringer from the Mattel. So that'll be second place. And then for the last one, guys, is the Michael Myers.
And even the last place, it's not too shabby, man. This is still a $40 NECA slasher figure. Comes with a ton of accessories. You want to open that flap? Show them how good the. That's what she said. Open that flap. Show them how good the. Look at that, man.
You got the house sold stuff. You got like multiple hands. You got the smashed pumpkin up there. A different head, different accessories. So
legit.
Yeah, guys, look, since this is our last episode of this show, I wanted to do something. Me and Ryan wanted to do something nice for you guys. Like I said, so you got to submit a 2 to 5 minute video to us to show us what your favorite toy was. I'll show you. I'll basically will have a post of where you can send that to, but you have to be subscribed to both of us. You have to be at least engaged in chat within the next 2 videos. For me, for Ryan, you need to be on that Tuesday, and he'll make an announcement to be in his stream, and then that Friday when we do episode 40, we'll do the giveaway.
I mean, and it may seem like a lot of things you got to do, but it's not that hard, and it's like this is like what $250 worth of toys here that are going up for giveaways here, and 3 different people are going to get to win. So it's worth to take 5 minutes of your time to do these things to potentially win what's totaling up to be over $200 worth of toys. So, and we're not just giving you like a little like $10 gift card or something. This is
I want to go all out for you guys. A lot of you guys are my friends, and then there's I do have other people are part of my channel that pop in that don't mess with anybody in here, but other than to pop up into the show. So we will once we do this, I'm opening this up to anybody that's anywhere within reason, because shipping is not too bad right now, and I can ship this to Mexico or Canada or maybe the UK. So if you guys are there and you have a chance to win this versus like we did last time. So but I want to pull out all the stops. I want to do something nice for you guys, and appreciation for everyone that's come through and hung out, whatever. So this was a labor of love, and we want to share that love with more toys to you guys. So but yeah, let me read chat real quick. Let's see. Yeah, the camera didn't change. Ruby said Ryan is already a subscriber only. that was lit. Yeah, you said something. Okay, I see. And then right on. I'll definitely think of on my favorite toy. That's wicked, dope, nice prizes. I think the only toy I could say I actually collect was the RoboCop toys. For some reason, I wanted them all. Yeah, lit, dude. Like if you had any of those, like say yours is that RoboCop with the cap feature and the vac metal, dude. Like talk about it, man. Let me see. Will that be the last before the 4th of July? No. So the last episode is actually going to be, I think, the 17th of July. So I think I have it up here. So yeah, next Friday is the Robin Hood Willow and Hook toys, and that's June 27th. On the was it the July 4th Friday will be the Hasbro WWF toys. Then our final episode will be July 11th, which will be so your last submission will be before July 11th. So at July 10th, y'all need to submit this stuff to me. Will be the last day that you can submit a video to me. And it will do the raffle at the end of episode 40, where we're going to be talking about NECA horror and sci-fi toys. So, yeah, you guys have a window of time to submit a video to me. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the submissions, put them together in a video, and that'll be technically episode 41, which will be the season finale. But it'll just be a recap of everyone telling what their favorite stuff is. And we'll even share our favorite things as well. So, but yeah, let me move this away. It's legit. We get the we get that. Thanks for the opportunity, guys. Cool prizes, Low said. It's awesome. It's an awesome arsenal of giveaways. Thanks, Vin. Lit said, I had the special edition RoboCop toy where you had to collect the UPCs and send in a what? Dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah, man. Talk about that. That'd be awesome. Took it to school for show and tell, and someone stole. Oh, that is the worst, man. That is the worst. But yeah, that's it, guys. We'll, like I said, we'll be back next Friday with Hook, Robin Hood, and Willow toys. All movies that are really great that we enjoyed as kids that had very unique toys, honestly.
Yeah, and it's like, even if for that episode coming up next week, even if you didn't have those toy lines, you loved one of those movies, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You had to love at least Hook, Willow, or Robin Hood. We know, even if you didn't have the toys, you most likely loved one of those movies. So we're going to be talking about those movies too, and the toy lines. So,
I mean, hey guys, look, I was representing like the show, right, with the prize. If you only had looked at my shirt, you would have known it was something. Let me see. Coda said, wicked episode. Hummus says, thanks, guys. Vin says, it's gonna be sad to see this show wind down. So that's the thing, right, Vin? And for anybody who's listening, we're here for what we were talking about. The show's gonna change. I'm gonna take a break. Ryan's gonna step down. I'm going to reformat the show in a different manner. But I'm going to make it to where I can have guests on that may be a little bit more knowledgeable about some different toys that we haven't covered. Or maybe we did cover, but we didn't go in depth on. And like I know that Zombie had made an interest in doing the Power Rangers episode with us. Well, I'm going to do one with him. We'll schedule that, figure that out. But I'm going to take a break for the holidays and everything from this. Like, I'm going to literally, like, not do anything for the show until January. I will have little updates here and there, but we will still do this show live. Ryan will come back for certain episodes depending on the topic. But yeah. I want to bring in, I want to start maybe doing some more things where maybe I go to somebody's place that I know that has a big collector and maybe show off their collection and then have an interview talking to them about their process of collecting, why they collect what they collect, and all that stuff. I want to showcase the toy collecting process and the love of toys. I love toys. It's something I've always loved. The holidays. It's June. Right. Well, the last episode is going to be the 11th of July. I got other projects I want to work on. That's why I'm going to kind of step down and want to figure things out. I might do some streaming on Fridays that are not related to toys. I need a break. Not that it's a bad thing. I need to step down from this.
I mean, you can let them know too. You're reorganizing your house.
Yeah, we got
clearing out some toys. And yeah, hey, some of them may even be interested in some of the ones you may be partnering with, in the next couple of months.
Or I'll be able to start showcasing
to the store that but you may be putting some for sale in your Discord. So
yeah, that's true too. I'm also going to be showcasing more of my stuff. I want to actually display my figures that I want to keep. And, I'll be able to go through and show you guys, like, hey, here's my Spider-Man stuff. Hey, here's my Star Wars collection. Here's G.I. Joe and Transformers. It sucks having my stuff in bins and I don't have the space to display it, but I'm working on fixing that. So, a lot of things I got to focus on so I can have better stuff for you guys, that you want to watch. Let me see what else. Vin says, I understand that, correct. Did I understand that correct? Oh, right. I didn't catch that. I did catch that correctly. Well, that's good news. It's more of a see you later than a goodbye. Correct. It's a toy. So the toy meetup is in October. That's another thing. I may have a special thing where, because I'm going to be going to Missouri for my buddy's toy meetup, and Code is going to be there, and I might see if I can get some people, other people that are within the community. Maybe they can make a trip out, and we can go hang out at my buddy's shop and talk about toys, make some videos, all that stuff. So hats off to you guys on all the extreme coverage of all this stuff. I'm always learning stuff from the show. Appreciate it. Thank you, Ben. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
the idea, man, the idea was that because we've both been collecting for years and years and years, and when you collect a toy line, it's extensive research for any casual person to do. It's like you got to look at eBay, you got to look at websites to figure out which toys you need, which you had, which you want. So the idea that we had for this, and it's like we we teamed up and we figured out all the toy lines we wanted to cover that we were both passionate about, and it's like we didn't see this really offered on YouTube because you'd see a lot of YouTube channels where they would cover some toys, some turtles or some He-Man or whatever, but they wouldn't go through extensively every figure in the line. And we really thought that would be cool that instead of
And doing some ripping
somebody
and
having to do this
yeah.
research on their own, that they could just watch a video. It's like a video checklist. And somebody could just watch this and just jot some notes down, and you're going to know which figures you need.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having to do all that research, which is never easy on Google, and you don't know, can you rely on these sources? What are the prices going to be? So we thought that it's kind of the show we wished we had back when we started collecting, but we
Oh
didn't
yeah,
have it.
definitely. I mean, and it's something that's like we're not going away. Like we still want to do things, but there's stuff that like I may want to cover that Ryan doesn't want to cover, and I'm not going to force him to do that. And I'd like to share the love of some of the guys in our community and some people I know that are within the toy collecting community for them to be able to showcase like their love, their knowledge, the joys of why they
Yeah,
collect
and
it.
you could rotate some viewers in and out too. Like it's like, I'll make some cameos, but like some viewers can be the guests, and talk about what they had and some toy lines they might be a better fit for.
One of my friends got kind of famous taking old school TMNT figures and adding battle damage. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Lit, you should post some of that stuff if like you have pictures of what he was doing.
Yeah, what you're talking about is the customs
Yeah.
side of collecting, and customs are really big. People sell them on Etsy. People sell them right off their Instagram. Custom figures. They're doing figures that were never released, making customs. Just alternate paint schemes.
Mm-hmm.
Customs are a big part of toy collecting.
Oh yeah. I mean, and too, this gives us opportunity to kind of dive deeper into like some of the minutia of other stuff, right? So a lot of times we were talking about stuff that were vintage, and we didn't maybe branch into the modern equivalent. And then talking about the differences, we did sometimes, but not a lot of times. So it'd be cool to be able to cover some of that stuff. And there's so much more stuff I want to do. And Ryan's always back. Welcome back. So yeah, I appreciate it, guys. This was a fun time, Ryan. Anything you want to like your overall thoughts between the two lines of the Superpowers and Secret Wars? What
It's just nice to see them, the reissues for sale on Big Bad Toy Store. I think that if you still want to get them loose, the vintage ones are still affordable. If you don't got to get all their accessories, but if you do want to get all their accessories, I think we both recommend just get the reissues then,
Mm-hmm.
because you get more bang for your buck.
Correct.
It depends on, did you have them? Maybe you didn't have them, but you want them, so now you want to get the reissues. I think they're still relevant with all the Marvel Universe movies we've had, just as relevant now as ever. And now there's all the now there's so much associated with it, like more than there was. Back when these lines were out, it's just like you had just the comics to associate them with mostly,
Hmm.
and it wasn't many. Now we have all these movies, like
Oh yeah,
20,
definitely.
30, 40 movies to even TV show spin-offs that you can relate to these toy lines. So more relevant than ever before.
Oh yeah, and I would add too is the fact that like getting to look at some of these toys, it adds to where we came from and where we're going. You look at the limited articulation for both lines. Both one was released by Kenner, one was manufactured by Mattel, and a lot of these properties are now owned under like McFarlane and Hasbro. So, and you're getting really good articulation from both sides of the coin there.
Dude,
Uh,
Marvel has made an impact when you can't even go in a Walgreens or a CVS without seeing them in the toy section.
mhm.
And we're talking about an extremely limited toys. We're talking about a toy section that's like a few Hot Wheels, some trading cards, and like Marvel Legends. Like, who would have thought it's like that far reaching that you can't even go in a drugstore without seeing some Marvel figures? So, um,
Yeah.
it's pretty far reaching, man. You don't even have to go to a department store to find them.
I mean, like pop culture has like really grabbed hold of our imagination and attention compared to what it was when these toys came out. And
Yeah, I think even the people that hate Funko Pops though did a lot to make collecting
a little bit easier,
make
more and
no,
more
make no make collecting like in vogue again, in style.
mhm,
Like
acceptable.
because
Yeah.
there's so many people that regardless of how there's mixed feelings, some hate Funko Pops, some love them. It brought so many people that were casual into it because some people only collect Funkos, but a lot of them are getting the Marvel figures, and a lot of that were associated with cartoons and animated shows. So I think it's like even if you're that casual that you're just a Funko Pop collector, it's good because that did so much for collecting to bring it back in style again.
Yeah. So let me see. So Vin said it's a valuable resource at its foundation. Archive masters. I know a lot of work and have to be immersed in the toy culture. You guys breathe this shit and show it. Lowe said, Ryan and DLP, thanks for the episodes. They're like a library about toys. Congrats. Zombie said, GG's. Lit said, Sup Low, I know you from Kayla Boo's stream or Coin Halos. And I see, and then Vin said, you have rescued the princess and saved the kingdom from the forces of evil. What do
Yeah.
you do after this, right? And then Kai said, yeah, I bash on Funkos a bit. I have a few, but I made it casual. Let's said Funko Pops are fun, and they're like 10 bucks, but crazy to buy a creepy crawler machine for 150. Right? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Lit said, or Low said to Lit, coin halos. So like, hold on, let me see if I can get this right. So here's my Funko Spider-Man 2099, right? Like I said, I love this character. And there's one that you can get, like it's a pop-in in Target that actually has this Miguel figure. No, it has a different version of him where he's like kind of in a pose. And it comes with the first issue for Spider-Man 2099, which is amazing. So it has that nice chrome finish. So if you guys are out and about, it's pretty awesome looking. You should check it out. But yeah, show just showed up. I will have, if you go back, we talk about the prizes and what we're giving away and how to enter the win. But how you doing, man? Zombie said I wanted the first creepy crawler maker. Lit said I just got a Van Damme Bloodsport Funko Pop. Dude, that is awesome. Hold on. Let me find this real quick and show you what I just got. Where's he at? I was moving some stuff around, so hold on. Is this it? Yes, it is. So check this out. I got me Doc Holliday. Oh, come on. Face here. Come on. Come on. Do it. Do it. Come on. It's Doc Hollidays from Tombstone. I got Wyatt coming. I need to get Morgan and Virgil because I'd love to have the Tombstone stuff. But I'm hoping they'll do the rest of the Cowboys too. I didn't bring it up, but my hubby and I have about 30 different Funko Pops. Nice. You know, Ruby, if you're down for it, what you should do is like maybe show a video of what you got. I'd love to see. Like I think all of us would love to see what figures everyone has. Showed. Sup, playa? Zombie says, I'm trying to get out of the hobby, but they keep pulling me back in. Well, I mean, sure, it doesn't help that me and Ryan post stuff all the time of things that are coming out there. Doc Holliday is wicked. Yes, yes, it is. Yep, that one was on pre-order, but I wanted the Doc Holliday pop too. Nice, yeah. There's just some like really cool ones. Even like the new Fantastic Four, there's figures for it. So those look great as well. I got the oversized Kool-Aid Man pop, Ryu pop, and Jam Master J from Rum DMC. I missed the Doc Holliday Funko at Walmart. You can still get him on Amazon. They're on. I think he's on Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. But I'll be on the lookout, Zombie. I'll let you know if I can find him. I got the Van Damme one, and I got my ex-wife Freddie Mercury pop. Nice, Freddie Mercury poo. I wonder how preserved that is. No, but all right, Ryan. Anything else? I mean, it would be cool just to hang out with everyone, but I know you got to make rounds and stuff. Just when Zombie thought he was out, they pulled me back in.
No, fun turnout. I'm glad we had a good chance to hear about the contest rules and the giveaway.
Yeah. So stay tuned, guys. I will repost on my YouTube with the rules. I'll have pictures of the giveaway items. I will make sure all that stuff is set out for you, and I'll also post for how you can send me the video. Zombie says an American Werewolf in London pops are next. Nice. Actually, so Zom, I went to go to GameStop today to pick up my pre-order for, what is it, Ryodo. It's that RPG they remade from Atlas. But they had the Werewolf by Night Man-Thing figure. If you're interested, let me know, and I'll go look how much it is, and I'll pick it up for you. Had to spend more than 20 to get it shipped for free, though. Yes, you do. Especially if you're doing it on Entertainment Earth, man. Those guys play no games when it comes to toy collecting coverage. Much respect. Thanks, Vin. Hummus says, yo, showed man. Nice. Look, guys, me and Ryan are in the know. If you're looking for stuff, we could find it, most likely. Right? Most likely? I probably could find it.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on where we're looking. But everyone, yeah, thank you guys and gals. Lo and Ruby, and anyone else who's lurking that's a female, or all the guys. Thank you for hanging out and checking out episode 31 of us covering Marvel and DC toys, right? But be on the lookout. Ryan, when can they see you next?
What's up, guys? Richard Ryan here. You catch me live every Tuesday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, taking your 80s, 90s game requests and playing you 80s, 90s game and toy footage.
Nice. All right, and I will be recording a podcast tomorrow about Pokemon with Zombie, Stark, and Josh. And then on Sunday, I'm going to be probably playing more Mario Kart. So you guys want to come through and hang out and check that out. It'll be a lot of fun. My buddy Adrian, my son, and my wife will all be playing. So, yeah. Well, everyone, have a wonderful Friday night. Well, it's already Saturday for some of us. Wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you somewhere. But
hey,
peace out.